Oh,
And
are
do
we
this.
go?
We got
Are
like
we
a
go?
minute long of just short talks, right?
Dude, so my the daily drive show that I do with a friend of mine on Wednesdays,
Yeah,
which
the
we
car
didn't do
one.
last week,
Mhm.
he didn't know that we would be live for like this minute part, or I think he
Mhm.
did. And so I would just like
Talk
ask him
shit.
like nonsense. I'm like, dude, so how are your hemorrhoids doing? And he's like, what the F?
I used to do that shit to Brian all the time, and he wouldn't get it.
And he's like,
He wouldn't get it.
how'd you hear what's going on with me, man?
But my hemorrhoids, how did you know? Do you have a camera on my toilet? You're like, this is named Epstein Podcast Island, bro.
Yeah. Just like you go to his house and he just has like a label on his toilet called Epstein.
Epstein,
Like
yeah.
that's my toilet's name.
That's my custom name toilet. It's like those really like fancy toilets, dude. It just happens to have Epstein as a title.
It's just gold.
It's just gold. They had gold trimmings. Here we go. Here we go. What is up? What is up? Welcome back. It is Sunday night. We are here with the Average Boys podcast, and it's your boy Crispy, and I am here joined with the homeboy Last Relic. What's up, Papa? What's up? The only thing that didn't return this Sunday was my hair. So let me put that out there. Let me put that out there first before I start getting crazy comments like, "What happened to Crispy's head?" Yeah. So Relic,
you're gonna get it. You're gonna get more comments.
Bro.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine tell me yesterday because we went to go see, of course, the fights. Ian Gary, Islam fought yesterday. The UFC.
I was not impressed.
Oh, dude, that fight.
Not impressed. I was
that was pretty crazy. But Islam, he played a safe game. Ian Gary though just wasn't firing, man.
No, he look. I know it's difficult to get out of the body triangle. It is very difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but he wasn't like, and I do jiu-jitsu as a hobby. I'm not a professional or anything like that. And it's different. MMA, you're getting blows to the head, all that. I get it. But he wasn't even like moving his hips. And like Ian Gary. He wasn't moving his hips to get the leg from behind him to free it, and then where he can move everything and turn around. Like I was like, it seemed like he wasn't putting any effort in his legs, man.
What's up, Stan? Yes, he did. He did get the head kick. Really solid. That was really. I was so disappointed in Ian Gary for that because of the fact that he's escaping the engagement, and you never escape the engagement with your right hand down. You always keep it on your head when you're moving because the person's going to try to reach you with the farthest appendage that they got, and it's usually the left head kick. It's Ronda Rousey 101.
I didn't understand. Because he fought so differently in this fight than his past like 4 or 5 fights.
Yeah, 100%.
And I get it. Sometimes like the reputation of the fighter you're gonna fight gets in your head.
Overwhelming.
And it's like, but you didn't play to any of your strengths, really. Like he did a little bit, but it was like you changed up so much that it seems like you're trying to play it so safe that you're just screwing up the whole time. If he was like gun ho, like his past 2 fights, I would say. I think not that he would have won, but I think it would have been a more entertaining fight and he would have had more of a chance.
He would have taken risks.
Yeah, man.
He was taking more risks. It was real crazy because the only fight that Ian Gary's lost to, I forgot who he lost to, but the guy fought pretty much the same way Islam did, which was pretty much.
I think it was a tie.
Was
both of them were undefeated going into this fight. It was one of those.
Islam and Ian Gary had lost before.
Look it up. I think in his professional career, this was like his first one, or at least in the UFC. Yeah.
See, 2002.
Because I thought that was part of the marketing. That they're both going in undefeated. Like he's now
canceled. Jeff Neal canceled. Jonathan Joaquin Buckley. Oh, he fought Michael Page too. That's pretty good. Yeah. Maybe it was someone that he was kind of like difficult with, right? Was it Carlos Preitas that he had trouble with? I don't remember.
Uh,
I can't remember. I just know that someone that gave him
but
the most trouble, right?
yeah, and just to let uh, by the way, I never know if it's Stan Lexi or Stan. I'm just gonna call you Stan. Like like it's true. I caught the warnings. You know, he was trying to let me know without spoiling it in one of the streams because the fight was going on while I was streaming. Or I was on a stream. Yeah, I was on a stream.
It says
Yeah.
Shakovak Romanov Rachmonov. This guy watches. I can't even pronounce his name, and I don't want to dissect it anymore. 2024. This guy.
Ah, okay.
So it says that December 7th, 2024.
Is he
Lost by unanimous
Mongolian?
decision. Yeah, he's a Mongolian guy. Oh yeah, he's a
Nice.
Mongolian guy, and he's pretty popular. I mean, we've seen this guy before.
Yeah.
But apparently, this guy fought almost the same way Khabib fights, right? Almost fights the same way Khabib fights.
Yeah, yeah. You know, a few strikes, take it to the ground, keep it there. You know, try to get the back.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Let me get him back. And return. All right, there we go. I don't.
What happened? What happened? This is the second time this has happened on this stream.
You know what it is? It's because I have. You know how we had the Chat GPT, or not the Chat GPT, the logo, the icon you made for the YouTube. It's sitting in the share screen, and I can't remove it. So I keep forgetting.
I removed it.
Yeah, no, but it stayed. It was still
there.
Oh
Yeah, yeah.
So it was sitting in the green room, and I was like, I only get 3 options, and it's bring it up, kick it from the studio, and then ban it from the studio. And it's like, but I assume it's gonna kick it the screen, but it kicks the entire like person and screen, and it's like, bro, okay. StreamYard, come the fuck on, bro, like. What the heck? So,
I even forgot what I was talking about.
That was like the same that happened to like last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. We just gotta remember. I gotta remember. Womp womp. Violence like womp womp. God dang it. But yeah, it was an okay fight. Super boring. It probably had about the same vibe as the Mackenzie Dern fight.
Yeah.
Like it's just safety, which is okay. Like I get it. But
well, it's safety, but like you're not playing to your strengths at all. You're not even being it's not. It's a fight. It's like it's not supposed to be entertaining. You're supposed to win. I get it, but when you have 2 people of the same style, you know, going at it, and then one guy doesn't even do any of the stuff that he's comfortable with, then the guy's like, "Oh, I couldn't take this to the ground earlier," and that's what Islam did, and he did a good job. You know?
I remember that Stan used to do a Savat. I remember he was saying it, so. It's interesting to get his take because you look at Ian Gary, great kickboxer, really, really good kickboxer. And the only combo that he threw was the oblique kick to the knee and then did like a 1-2 body kick off the right or a 1-2 body kick or a head kick off the right. Never really changed it up. Didn't really do anything with it. And then there was just a lot of stagnation. A lot of them just kind of standing and waiting for each other. Mm-hmm. And then I mean, for what it's worth, I think Ian Gary did okay at the beginning of his like scrambles. To defend the single doubles, right? But it wasn't enough. You're not gonna learn something in 6 months against a dude that's been doing it since he was like 5 years old. Yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, I mean, Islam won again. Good on him. Really boring fight. I think Dana would probably be like, dude, that was like.
Well, I think Dana is sick of like all these Dagestan fighters coming in because they're all boring. Every single one of them. Right. None of them are entertaining.
And I thought Islam was going to kind of strike more. That head kick again, that was a great setup. A great setup head kick, but man, dude, it was just boring.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, so I mean, it was safety. Like even for people that like bet and do that stuff, I think it was a safe bet to go with Islam.
I don't think it was leading up to it. Mm-hmm. I think everybody was pissed after. Like, man, I should have bet more. Like, even if they won, they're like, man, I should have bet more because I didn't expect Ian to screw up so much.
Mm-hmm. True that.
Like,
true that.
Not even fight the way he's meant to be fighting. So, I don't know, man. I think it was very disappointing.
Those in the comments, if you guys know My hair's gone. I needed to cut it. It's already getting kind of long, and it was getting kind of annoying. And I needed to switch it up. Some of my guys in the gym are getting ready to go back to fighting, setting up camp for fights. And sometimes when you have long hair,
Yeah.
it can be really annoying when you're doing certain things. So I just have to get rid of it, especially since we're getting ready to do some stuff like that. So I always get rid of it. So I hope you guys like it, and I hope there's not a lot of like bouncing of the light. You know what I mean? Like a lot of reflective nature. I left it a little bit on for that to diffuse the light off my head. So yeah. Hey, speaking of crazy things like Marvel when they kind of messed up a lot of stuff, did you see Jonathan Majors made a new movie?
Yeah.
What do you think? That's crazy. That's a crazy like turn of events to go in that like
Interesting move.
the
I pointed out. I was on the chat. I was just in chat of the Spoiler Kings when they were kind of talking about it. I don't know if you've heard their channel.
Spoiler Kings.
Yeah. They're pretty decent. Like I definitely disagree with a lot of stuff they said, but I like them.
They're funny guys.
Seem like good guys. Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know them in person. But
Shout out to the
they
Spoiler
sound cool.
Kings wherever you're at.
Spoiler Kings.
Yeah. You guys
And I pointed. Like I said in chat, I was like, I think, first of all, no movie should be made about politics right now. Everybody's really sick of it because
tired, man.
Well, like you're an actor, man. Like there's no way you're smarter than like my neighbor from across the street. You're an idiot. You pretend to be something you're not for a living. So like I don't want to hear your politics. I don't care.
Yep.
And it's like you're also coming off bad press that people hate you.
Yep.
And whether it like you're acquitted or whatever the situation was, it's like you still need to bring up your reputation back up, and doing a political stunt / movie is not what you want to start off with, man.
That's not the list of 2026. That's not the right move.
Yeah, man. It's like, why didn't you do like some crazy like a military like movie or some like an Arnold Schwarzenegger action packed movie type deal? Like
like the ones that they do on Amazon Prime, like the No Remorse, or like was it the Tomorrow movie, the Tomorrow War with Chris Pratt. Yeah. Like it could be a little bit sci-fi-ish or a little bit over the top.
Obviously you want it well written, but like why, if you're Jonathan Majors, wouldn't you want to show something to either your acting ability of like ultimate acting ability, right? Like really flesh that out. Or you want to do something that's very stoic, very much like you got buffed out for Creed, you got a good build on you. Like why don't you go like a few years of the action star route, and then when it's like, oh man, like Jonathan Majors, like that's a man's man. Like when I watch Jonathan Majors, I know I'm gonna get like a solid hero or something,
Yeah, I get that.
Or like a solid performance or solid villain. Like this is solid. And like many actors have done this, where even Denzel Washington, when he was like not getting taken seriously, he started doing much more like things related to police and crime, even though like there's some like fantasy elements to it. And then he went to like more the drama route back again, because like people are like, oh, this guy doesn't really have range. And then he was like, you saw American Gangster, you saw a bunch of stuff. And
he could have even like, for what it's worth, like he could have even done like the Tooth Fairy movies. Like you remember that shit with The Rock?
Yeah, with The Rock.
Yeah, where he kind of, because that's the thing is like Jonathan Majors has always been this like very on the nose actor, like pulling off like roles that are like, what is it like?
It's just not a surprise. It's
like
just
the
not a
character.
Yeah.
Like
it wasn't a surprise when you see him. Yeah, and he did some great work, but it's like, I'm the kind of person that I could separate the art from the artist.
Of course.
Right? I think most people should be like that. I don't care if they say some of the most disgusting things online, as long as they're not doing disgusting things, whatever. You are an entertainer. I don't believe you're a good person. I believe you're a monkey on strings. So dance for me. That's what I want. Like I want to see good looking people on the screen doing awesome stuff.
Yeah. Good point.
Entertainment, So I'm all right, whatever he says. I don't care. But when he like is picking his, I guess, art or his movies based off his political standing,
that's
and you're like trying to fix your image. Yeah, you should fire whoever your manager is.
Yeah.
because that's a crazy route to go to.
Yeah. Especially with the situation that he's in where it's not like it's gray, it's like muddy waters.
Well, like he kind of got out of it, but then he made some sort of statement about against Jews or something. I don't know. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
I don't
But
really
that's the thing
care
is like
too much
even if
for
it's
that.
in the current
Yeah.
dynamic of the world, we know that the media will take something
Mhm.
and kind of annul anything else that kind of brings that person out of those situations. So
Yeah, yeah.
that way they cause a dramatic effect out of it, and because no one researches, like no one
Oh,
looks into these
they
items.
just condemn. Like
Yeah.
I pointed this out on stream. I don't know with who. It might have been with you, where like
Mhm.
if somebody if somebody says something in relation to being on YouTube a child enthusiast,
Mm.
like somebody makes that claim, regardless of evidence, even if it's not true, you've ruined their life.
Yeah, 100% because it's
Like
already
their
on
life
there.
is
That
already
clip
ruined, and that's why it's
already been clipped.
such, yeah, like defamation cases are so big on that. And I think like in terms of celebrity status, I'm talking throughout all like YouTube, Twitch, all that stuff. Like like half of the claims have been false. It was just
Mm.
somebody trying to ruin somebody, and they did. Like there's people that will hear that and not do any research, and then for the rest of their life, that's what they believe.
Yeah.
You know, so it's the same thing. Like Jonathan Majors needs to understand he's not going to get back his original audience, but some people will come back. But you really got to change your brand, and that's that. All you got to do is just quiet everything down.
Yeah, because I think if he would have come at this in a different approach, it would have been better. But this is such an extreme like step into like, hey, I'm gonna make a film and I'm
Yeah,
gonna make it like highly a very critical subject that even in society we can't get right. And again, like you made a really good point earlier that you were like people are tired of political debates and statements. And I don't know if you saw too, like this week they had like two big names in the political world go at it, which was Candace Owens and Andrew
yeah,
something. And
yeah,
bro,
yeah,
like
yeah.
I would have rather seen these guys box rather than talk. Like they're fucking it's so crazy because I had made this comment years ago that the reason why political arguments were going to become so popular was not because these people are intelligent, but it's because
Mhm.
they know how to sway an argument through grammar. And it's been
Yeah,
just a battle of words for years with all of this stuff. And they
yeah.
just know
Like
like the special moves to move the grammar around to make
I,
it make
I would
sense.
say yes, but at the same time, if you were talking about that debate, I think what was good, because I'm not a fan of either or. I could say I'm more of a fan of the dude, right? But what his tactic is like, no, I'm gonna hold your feet to the fire because you made these claims, and you're
Yeah.
not gonna get away with just saying like, oh well, that's my opinion. Like, no, no, made multiple videos, multiple podcasts stating these things as facts,
Yeah.
and now, and I met up with a friend of mine, John from Toy Bounty Hunters,
Hey,
and
shout out to John.
yeah, super cool guy by the way. Um, and we were talking about this, and he made that point that I just made, like, so stealing a little bit from him,
Yeah, yeah.
that like, yeah, like that's his way of debating, like that he wants you to defend your argument.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And
Yeah, and
all of his points are
yeah.
just for you to make your statement valid, right? But like
Mhm.
Candace Owen in the last couple of years, like dealing with like the death of her friend in such a horrible way, like
I
she's
get
gonna
it,
have
but she went off the
all over the
deep end
top,
of crazy,
all over the
man.
top.
Like,
But you know, then again, it's like you take into consider as the human psyche, like traumatic events will make a person go a little crazy,
yeah,
especially
but then
being them that close.
that's when you gotta take a step back and reevaluate. Like know that you're not okay.
But those people's
Um,
lives are too fast, bro. They're always in the limelight. You can't
I
be
know, but
imagine.
she just went too crazy. Like,
Yeah,
and
I
it's
get it.
like, okay, like I'm not gonna say you didn't have that dream. Like, whatever's your experience is your experience. But
Mhm.
using like, oh, Charlie came to me in a dream and said it was Israel. I'm like, you know, like
you got to chill out. Like
you got to
we're not
chill
talking
out a bit.
fucking.
Like
It's
we're
not the
trying to
wishing
get
shit from
facts here, you
obsession.
know.
There's no magic in this world or whatever. Like then you got to take, if you're gonna try to use that as an argument, you got to take into every fucking dream every person's had.
Yeah,
Like,
you're gonna have to talk to every schizo and be like,
the guy that shot
so were
JFK
you?
was like, I had a dream that I didn't load the gun. So like you got to take that into consideration. Maybe I didn't
Yeah,
shoot
it's like,
JFK.
oh man.
Oh, fuck.
But in his dream, like this guy said on God 3 times, so he can't be lying.
Can't be wrong. He said on it. Yeah. So you got to call bullshit when it's bullshit, right? Like, but
yeah.
the one thing that I saw in the argument, was that like I see how Andrew is, and I love a lot of his stuff that he does. Like I think it's very on the nose. And
like obviously, like Andrew, I've had some issues with him because it's like sometimes he doesn't cite where he learned some information from, and then it's just him pulling it out of his butt. I'm like, no, I know that's 100% wrong.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like, oh, the story is correct, but the where it happened, how it happened, you're conflating all of it.
Yeah.
You're like, that's completely wrong. You're taking two stories that are separate, that this happened and this happened and this, and you're mixing the two. And that happens. That it's no hate to him.
Yeah.
But it's like he never also apologizes for like getting information wrong.
Yeah, because that's the only thing I saw in like a highlight video. One was I didn't care that anybody was like, yo, this chick wants it at her house. Like, I didn't give a fuck. You can argue anywhere. Like, you don't need a special fucking coliseum for it. Yeah. And then the other one was like, he wasn't allowed to smoke a cigarette. His wife was getting all mad. And I was like, dude, chill, bro. It's just a cigarette. Like, chill out. Like, get a nicotine patch or whatever the fuck. Like, this chick's pregnant. She's just asking, dude. Like, and then the other one was they asked him, like, what were the on the case, like the 7 things that are being held in accountability for the court, like the seven charges, and he couldn't name any of them. And it's like, bro, you're supposed to be educated at this, like to be able to argue on it, at least know.
And like, dude, like when you invite somebody on to have a debate, you want to study at least the last 2 years of what they've been putting out, where they're getting their information from.
100%.
And if you're the one that's gonna, like, he was kind of the host, right?
No, it was the other guy, the rich dude. It was the Turning Point guys.
Okay,
so it was Candace's squad.
And so it was,
they did their fucking research.
Yeah. So it's like I don't get it. Like, why would you ever have somebody on or go on somebody's channel, go on a podcast, not prepared, knowing that you're probably going to have to answer these things, you know?
Yeah. I thought that was pretty dumb.
Yeah. It's like you invited me on to talk about Spider-Man. I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't watched it.
And then you don't watch it.
Yeah. Like, just back out. Like, I'm like, hey, I can't go on the Average Boys.
It's like, dude, if you don't have education on it, then you start getting asked questions. Like, it kind of sucks.
Dude, and it's very easy to tell when somebody doesn't like let's say in our sphere, it's very easy to tell when somebody hasn't read comics.
Yeah.
You know, they start
100%.
spewing crap, and then like they're connecting like 30 different comics together, and you're like, wait a minute,
I've had some
you're regurgitating information you got, but you haven't read this comic, have you?
It would have upset you the other day. I was having a conversation with Derpy offline. We were talking about some stuff like in the late nights, and he was talking about how he doesn't like his Superman that he likes was I guess like the one that Ben Affleck played in that one movie, the black and white. I forgot the name of that actor, the like Fitzgerald or something like that. It had like an F name. It was before Reeves, right?
Yeah, the TV show.
The guy that's committed suicide and killed himself, right? The actor. And I was telling him, I was like, dude, you do understand, like, the milestone Superman is Christopher Reeves. Like, it literally is. That's Superman. And it's not even the fact that it's Christopher Reeves Superman. It's that's the Silver Age, Golden Age Superman that everyone loves. So to see someone be like, nah, like that one's dumb, this one's better, I have to sit on it and tell them, like, hey, you know that, and this is the crazy part, because I was like, Derpy, in the New 52, they branded a whole new Superman, no underwear guy, like high collar, real dick, like real chauvinistic, real like
into Wonder Woman, not caring about Lois Lane, all that stuff. Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like the fucking community was like, dude, this Superman sucks, bro. Like, I like the edgelord version of him, but dude, like, he doesn't have any of the moral values or like respect of his character. So towards the ending of that series, they had this thing where Brainiac was going around and like collecting cities or some stupid stupid shit, right? Some
Mhm.
very mamau, like they knew the New 52 was a shit comic, and they needed to retcon it and go back to what it was.
The only one that was decent was the Batman run.
The one with the mech one, the one that had the rabbit. Is that the one, or is that the one where? I
No,
think
where
it was
Damian Wayne dies and then he goes to Apocalypse. He gets this he has this super suit that's taking years off his life. That's supposed to be he created this suit to go against the Justice League.
because that was also the Batman. Because the one that was pretty up in front was the Batman 52 was Gordon in the mech suit that looked like a bunny rabbit.
Dude, I can't remember that.
Yeah, hold on, New 52 mech.
But okay, so also here's the funny thing to point out. Remember, the marketing for James Gunn Garbage Superman was using yeah. No, that's not it. No.
This one. This
Yeah,
was
yeah.
the New 52
Yeah.
Batman at the time.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. Like, look, this is where, and this was a interesting run where Superman does his solar flare and loses his powers, and kind of like turns into the Superboy guy with no powers, but he uses his cape about like with brass. I love the way that Superman looked. He just turned into like a badass with extra powers.
No, but like I was pointing out, the marketing for James Gunn's Garbage Superman was using Christopher Reeve's score.
Score.
And the wording of the same way that the Christopher Reeves movie was like Superman, and the trailer was practically
giving
almost a 1-for-1
to Reeves,
to Christopher Reeve's Superman. So like I don't like James Gunn, especially his connection to Superman, but he even knows that Christopher
that's the
Reeve,
better one.
That's the standard.
What's crazy is in the comic book of the New 52, right at the end, they bring back Christopher Reeve's Superman and Lois as the last living people from the previous, before the New 52 run, that they survived like their version of like the incursions or the crisis or whatever. And it was him, Lois Lane, and Jonathan Kent that were surviving. And in the process of it, out of weirdness, the Superman of that time, him and Superman are fighting each other. And then they realize they have to become one. And then they just merge. And then he turns back into the old Superman. And he's like, look, it's me. I'm back. But I'm the New 52 Superman. But I'm back, folks. And it's like,
new
all
and
they were
improved.
doing was like, all they were doing was like, yo, everyone hates this guy. We need to bring this guy back. And we need to make it official. So they like, I don't understand where someone would be like, nah, the Reeves one sucks. When it was like, you know, even for what it's worth in cinema history, they took a chance in making a movie that they knew was going to look silly.
Dude,
you know what I mean?
Well, like, and it didn't look silly. That's the thing. It didn't. Good. Christopher Reeve, his dad, advised against him.
Yep, a lot of people.
Dude, this is going to be your first breakout movie, your first movie ever, and you're going to do like tights.
Yep.
You know, like probably like, all right, have fun.
Yeah. Don't call us when you fail kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then it was a hit. There was a lot of people that loved it, man. And to this day, people still look at Christopher Reeves as one of the best. And
because he is the best, dude. If you
so
don't think he's the best Superman, like here's the thing. Henry Cavill, I do think Henry Cavill had more of the voice and the look.
Yeah.
You know, not the face exactly, but like with his build and his voice, it works, right? Where it's like that's a complete Superman. The problem was part of the suit, you know, colored, no trunks, and also the story, obviously, and his character, because that's not Superman.
Yeah.
You know, but then they made James Gunn Superman a crybaby, talk about his feelings and not being a hero.
Yeah.
You know,
I do like Corn Sweat's like image sometimes. Like I think
with the lazy eye.
Yeah, the lazy eye when he's flying, his fucking eyes are like that way. Dude, that was such a dumb camera shot. I think I told you I had gone back to watch it, and the scene when he's fighting Ultraman, which again is a fucking insult to the whole comic line.
Yeah.
And whatever the engineer was,
dude. I thought that the guy on Batman v Superman, Lex, was going to be the worst iteration of Lex, but this was by far the worst iteration of Lex. By far.
Because Holtz is a good actor.
He's a great actor.
Yeah.
And you could tell like he worked with what he got. You know, like he still made you feel on some points, but like overall, it's like this is trash. This is just garbage.
Have you ever seen the Turkish bootleg Superman movie?
I haven't. I did read that.
The
one,
Japanese one I have because that one's silly goose stuff too. I like it. The Spider-Man one actually. Spider-Man. Yeah. But no, I've never seen the Turkish. Maybe I have. I wonder if it's to do with like the mustache and the big ass like old school hair. Like the big
I don't know, man.
There's silly gooses over there. They make funny movies. And then Chrissy says, I was already a fan of Henry Cavill's before Superman. So him being Superman was like a bonus. There he is.
That's the real Superman right there.
I don't have the real one. I just have Marvel's version.
Look at that.
So actually we're all fucking
I'll fight my Superman with your century.
Yeah, right. Look, I have the real Superman, the OG.
Let me see. Oh,
Superboy Prime, baby.
Superboy Prime, like F you, dude.
Hey, you know what? Actually, I don't know if you've been.
Dude, my friend. Oh, I have to show you this. My friend got me this the other day. It's the Batman animated series grappling.
The grappling hook. Whoa, dude, that is so cool. You took it out. You're like, "There's no way I'm not taking this."
Oh yeah. Check it out. Check it out.
Yeah.
Dude, it's the best.
You just want to shoot out to grab water. Get over here.
Yeah. Well, that's so cool, it's like
that is so fucking sick. Badass.
And it like shoots hard, dude. I'm like,
a friend of mine.
I didn't do batteries though.
A friend of mine a while back gifted me like the toy version of Batman's utility belt.
Oh, sick.
And I love it, dude. I love all of those. Like, boys and their toys.
Yeah,
I have one of these, but the battery's dead because I use it so much. The wah. This the wah.
Dude, so you know my wife's Korean, right?
Yes.
And so she like just didn't grow up collecting. Right? She doesn't get the concept. She doesn't like all gifts are like practically it has to be practical. I'm like, no. Because every year she asks me like, what do you want? I'm like, you could give me a sword. You could give me a sword every year for the rest of my life, and I'll be the happiest person on the planet. I'm like, that's just what we want. We're dudes. We want swords and toys. It's like, yeah, but you can't use it every day. I'm like, says you. I'll swing at shit. I got bottles of water I can destroy. You gotta be kidding me. What are you talking about? So it's like she's finally coming around like
to collecting things.
Oh yeah. She got
What's
me.
What's your thing? What's her?
Stuff. No. She's not collecting. She'll buy stuff for me to collect. Like she'll buy me like Dragon Ball Z figures.
Like her characters or anything yet?
So she used to be into One Piece when she was growing up because like you would just get like the comics were like 10 cents at the gas station and pick it up, you know. Like she kind of wants to get into like get stuff for my daughter like doll houses and things like that. But she doesn't collect. Dude, like you'll like send like the Christmas card and be like, hey, this is our Christmas card. She'll be like, oh, that's so nice. Look at this picture. And then she's like, just like starts going to the trash. I'm like, whoa. Like post it up. She's like, why? Like I already saw it.
It's already enough.
Like, yeah, well, like it's just because she grew up like going to school all the time and like, you know, like they didn't have room to even collect. You know what I mean? So it's like that stuff like just didn't compute. Like obviously being married to me, she knows nerd stuff. You know. But like she's like, I motivate you. We have to buy a bigger house so you can collect more stuff, but give me the bigger house.
Nice.
And I'm like, I got you. Because right now I'm in my garage, right? Like, dude, if I wanted to put out everything I have,
that'd be a lot.
This garage.
Yeah, it'd be a lot.
Yeah, dude. Because I got like my lightsabers are right here next to me. I have a wall. My entire garage wall is Lego. And then like now I can actually move my camera a little bit. Here, actually, let me turn on the light just so you could see. I'll show you.
I feel like we're gonna see his Lambo, dude. Oh, all the little figures.
There's some of my Lego.
All the Star Wars babies.
A lot of them Star Wars, but there's my Superman.
Hey.
And Martian Manhunter.
Manhunter.
Yeah.
Nice. That RoboCop?
Huh?
No, that's Batman next to him.
No. And then I got my Duke controllers up there that I still need to organize. And then it's got like, if you look over there,
Mm-hmm.
All right. All those boxes, all that.
Legos.
That's Lego. That's Lego,
Wow, that's
bro.
a lot of Legos.
Yeah. And then I got Lego up there.
Nice.
And then my Master Chief helmet. Then I got like some awesome Lego posters of Lord of the Rings.
Yep. Very
And then,
cool.
and then you saw my PC.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, dude.
That's
I
awesome.
got stuff going on.
That's awesome. That's
And
awesome.
that's not even like even close to half.
I used to collect a lot when I was younger, and then I kind of gave up because I kind of figured like I had all of these like really cool things, and I didn't know that I was ever going to be able to make money from it because I didn't think it was going to be as popular as it is one was now. Because
Oh
like
yeah.
back in the day when you collected, like people thought you were a fucking nutcase. Like only
People still
people
think
that
you're a nutcase,
understood the
dude.
value of things knew to collect things, and then all of a sudden all the people that I'll just straight say all the people that fucked up collecting stuff kind of like came out of nowhere. It was all the
Yeah.
same people with the ideas of like, yo, I'm gonna buy all the toilet paper at the store during COVID and sell it on my own. Because like I don't know if you saw that someone bought.
Dude, I obviously like that made like national headlines.
Yeah, but did you
And
see
like they said it was
recently?
like profiteering or something.
Yep. Did you see recently that someone bought like
Pokemon?
no like 150 copies of Grand Theft Auto 6? He took a loan out of like $10,000.
Oh, yeah. That was pretty smart though. Like
That guy, I hope
Scummy,
he gets
but
his
smart.
fucking ass kicked like for weeks, bro. I hope people wait for him to walk out of his house and just beat the shit out of him, like in the randomest places.
Yeah.
And then like someone will leave like a little flag with their name on it, like on
Yeah,
him after he's on the
but
ground.
shouldn't you blame more like the company that created Grand Theft Auto?
No,
Just
because it's
allowing one person?
capitalism. Like it's
No. Because like Pokemon, it got such a level that like even they were like, all right, limit one copy of this
no,
box
you
per
shouldn't have to
customer.
do that. You shouldn't have to do that.
Nah,
This
dude.
is the same
Then
shit.
why
Like,
get mad? Then why get
look,
mad if somebody's gonna do that if you can
okay,
do it?
so look, freedom is nice, but people can still exploit freedom. And the way I see that is like, okay, cool. Like the government creates a social thing, right? Which was food stamps. It's a
Yeah.
great fucking idea for people that can't afford money or can't afford good food for their livings. Can those people afford to buy steak and chicken and all that stuff? Fuck yeah. And there's people like us that, go work and we have struggles trying to afford steak and stuff when we're
Yeah.
paying all our bills. So the opportunity of giving people the opportunity to buy things they naturally probably wouldn't be able to afford is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
Like you see like the children happy and all this stuff. But when you're buying like 40 or 50 cases of fucking Gatorade for your overweight kid, that's exploiting the freedom. Yeah, by all means be like, "Hey bro,
Yeah.
like one or two cases, one case for your kid's cool, but you don't go and fucking bathe your kids in tubs of Gatorade and then say like, "Oh, I do it because I can." That's the purpose. It's someone just exploiting shit. So like
Yeah,
the
but what
idea
if
of
like
someone being
okay,
able
so the guy took out a loan, right? So,
yeah,
so
a $10,000 loan.
let's play the game. Let's play
Yeah,
the
yeah.
game. Let's say he's down on his luck and he found a way to make some money.
Can we change some of the stuff around though? Like
Sure, go
let's
ahead.
change the
Go ahead.
title. Let's change the name of the Grand Theft Auto to toilet paper. That'll make more sense. So he took a loan out of
No.
$10,000 to
That's
buy toilet
different.
paper.
That's different because toilet paper is a necessity.
Okay,
It
okay.
doesn't
That's a good point.
classify as like entertainment. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
hey, look, in the entertainment industry, this game is like super big, but they're letting anybody just buy it as many copies as you want. So whether he's gonna scalp it and then try to sell it off later on, or he's going to like get them all graded and like eventually somewhere down the line he'll have it to be like, oh, now I could sell it for triple times of what it was worth, or like 1,000 times what it was worth, as you do like with like for instance like a graded Charizard.
Mhm.
You probably got it in a $12 pack, and then or a $5 pack. You graded it, you kept it in your closet for like 20 years, and now you could make $1 million.
Yeah, 100%.
Is that exploiting it, or what is it? Or like maybe you bought all the packs, nobody has a Charizard, and now you get to determine the market.
But you see, like that was the beautiful
like
thing about collecting back in the day.
well, like, let me make my point here. Like, so is it really scummy when it comes to entertainment? Because it's not like you're. And the reason why I point out Pokemon is because Pokemon definitely for kids. $6, like a kid could ask their grandma for a $6, pack, and it's fine. Like the grandma will probably get it. But $100 game, this is more towards like the adult market, you know,
Mhm.
and if people are willing to pay more, like that's on them. Like people can hate them all they want, but it's like, hey, like you're like, don't hate the player, hate the game situation.
Yeah, until the
Like,
companies that see that these people are exploiting money out of their own, they're embezzling money in a way out of their own companies, right? So then all of a
yeah, yeah.
sudden, later on, after Grand Theft Auto 6, let's say the next best thing comes out. Let's say Skyrim 2 comes out. And then
Hmm.
all of a sudden they say, hey, well, we're not doing physical copies, we're only doing digital, and there's an inconvenience fee of $50. So that way, if you want to get the game, it's not only 70, but we're adding 50 for inconvenience for our inconvenience. Like, and then all of a sudden now you're paying, over
But
a
that's
hundred
that's
dollars
up
for
to
a
the
game.
company. Like the company, if the company didn't put any stipulations or any like, no, we want everybody playing this game,
But
and
because
like
they're expecting people to do it
sometimes
right.
no, but sometimes it like I'll point out Halo 3 and
Mhm.
Avengers Endgame.
Okay.
Sometimes the company and the clout have cared so much for the their customers, and this was at the time that they did things right, that you didn't want to be spoiled and you didn't want to spoil it for somebody else.
Mm.
So if you played Halo 3 and like your buddy didn't play it, you're like, dude, you're gonna love it. I'm not. And you like, sometimes you beg them for any information and you're like, just know that it's the best game that's ever come out.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta play it. And it's that level of respect, because like Grand Theft Auto became, oh shoot, like we've been waiting on this forever, delay. Like this has to be the best game ever created, and so people want it. And like now with YouTube, people want it right away. So there is that level of respect, and we saw that the video game industry did that, where they made games easier to play so that reviewers can beat it in like one sitting and make a review on it, and then they would pay those reviewers to like do a good review on it, so that
Yep.
there was more hype for the game for sales. They weren't actually catering
There
to
was
the
no
customers.
genuineness to it.
Yeah, and like Avengers Endgame, it came out, everybody was like, don't you freaking spoil it. Like people would get into physical fights, like if somebody spoiled something. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I get that part. But what does that have to do with like the idea
No.
of?
So like the idea of like let's say this guy bought all the Grand Theft Auto games,
He didn't buy
like
all of them. He
all
just bought a
10,000
fuckload
copies,
of them.
whatever it
Yeah.
was. He bought all these copies, and it wouldn't really matter. Like the game wouldn't go up, or he wouldn't be able to scalp them if people are like, no, I'll wait because I waited this long and nobody's going to spoil this game for me. Not even reviewers. They're just going to be vague about it, because that's what this company has done to the marketplace, that like you can't scalp this game because they cared so much about their customers. And then if they're like, well, we just want sales. So one rich person or somebody who found a loophole in the system can just buy all the copies,
Yeah.
then they don't, like, and it doesn't say anything to that company, but it's again, you got to hate the game, not the player. He found a way, like, and he's going to make money. And so like I can't fault him for that. It sucks. Like you might say it's dishonest, that's your opinion, but this guy just found a way to make some money. And it's more of like, if it sells, if he scalps it, it's more on the people who are buying it. That's on them.
I don't know,
Like,
man. I think there has to be an understanding.
dude,
That
if I show you something for $5 and then something for $100, and it's the same thing, and you buy for $100, that's your problem. Just because you want it on the day you're supposed to have it. You can't wait another
yeah, but
week,
you
or
can't you
or
can't
you can't go across town to get another one.
you can't put
Like,
that into the same perspective as you're outside of a, I don't know, like a Taylor Swift concert, and
yeah.
everything's sold out because everything is sold out. And there's one dude in the front that's like, "Yo, I bought the whole section of E, and I'm gonna sell it. It's not even good seats, but I'm gonna sell you these tickets for $20 more than the original price because of my inconvenience of standing out here," which is just him being like, "Well, I want to make the extra cash." Which
Yeah.
the company could have done originally and just raised the price more, which is what they're gonna do. They're gonna raise the price of this stuff because of this asshole that's ruining it for everybody else at the
But
normal
that's up to
price.
the company, though. That's not. They don't have to do that.
No,
They
because,
don't have to.
no,
They're like,
because then
no,
they have
because
to,
it's not. They're still making their money. They're still making their money. All
yeah,
they're
yeah, no,
doing,
I understand
they
that.
are now capitalizing on this dude. Because
Yeah.
like, here's the thing. It's like, okay, if you're putting in the effort, you know,
Mhm.
like when I had the Lego store, right? You know, we told everybody, yeah, we're gonna buy this 35% off its value.
Original price,
You
yeah, the
know,
wholesale
so
price.
if it's $100, I'm only gonna give you 65. You have to understand that.
Mhm.
And then if the market, if I hold on to it, and let's say Christmas time comes around and now it's worth 150, and you're gonna get mad at me because the market went up,
Mhm.
you know? So it's like I'm putting in the effort to sell it because he could have bought all these games and was like, hey, here's it for sale for $200, and nobody buys it. That's on him, man. That sucks.
Yeah,
Sucks
that's the
for him.
risk part.
Yeah, yeah, he's taking the risk. Again, he's putting in not only risk, but he's gonna get some reward out of it. The company doesn't have to do anything because they still got their money.
Yeah, but you
You
have
know,
to understand that these are the things that are ruining these communities in that nature. Like you look at the way these people are handling Pokemon cards, and these people are getting in, like the vendors that have the money that have been doing it for a longer time that exploit it. They
Mhm.
go to these places and they buy the things, and the normal child
well,
cannot
well, that's why the companies
have
did
to
the right
put. They have to put a
did the right thing of like,
stipulation or
nope,
have
only
to,
one per customer.
yeah.
That you have to have a representative there. You give it to one customer. They can't just wait for a launch and just like grab the entire row and run it down and shove it into
Yeah. So then they
your
just
shopping cart.
bring their fucking 30-year-old or 30 older, but 6-year-old grandma, their 8-year-old their teenage nephew, and everybody grabs an overabundance of them and still does the same thing because the loophole or the exploit of the way that they're trying to manage this is still exploitable until you
Yeah, yeah,
make it
yeah.
to where it's just unaffordable, because this is the same thing as the
But
housing
that's
projects.
that's the third
Yeah.
market. That's
Yeah.
not the main market.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
like Pokemon is not going to raise their prices just because a bunch of people scalped.
No,
Like
but they're gonna raise the
if they want
prices
the
because they know
individual
those people are
cards,
making extra money from it.
no, but they don't do that because the
Everybody
individual
does it.
cards,
Supply and
other
demand.
vendors do. Other vendors do. But if you still keep buying it from Walmart or Amazon, it's the
Yeah.
same damn price until
Mhm.
it retires.
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
after retirement, you know what's in that box. You know the possibility of what you're gonna get. It's like so there was Mr. Gold in Lego, right? And it was a series fig. You could buy it for like $4.
Mhm.
It's a mystery pack. You could feel it out though if you got it. And it's like one out of 800 boxes. Though it was only like 1,000 made in the world or whatever. So if you got a Mr. Gold, great. So what would people do? They would buy the box, all of
Yep.
it.
So they could rip them all open.
No,
And
no, rip them all open and wait because they're gonna make all their money back by not selling Mr. Gold because it's gonna retire.
that's crazy.
And then a bunch of people didn't get that series.
Mm.
And then when Mr. Gold went from a $5 fig to a $10,000 fig, then people started selling it. But it's the game, man. Like nobody made it. Like nobody told these companies to make certain cards rare. Nobody told them like they know what they're doing. And also, again, like it's just the hustle, man.
No, no, no. I understand that.
Because
But
it's not gonna it could sell out throughout the US, but you don't think the company's gonna make more physical copies or again, he's buying the physical copies. That's for more of the collectors if they want a physical copy.
yeah.
You're gonna be able to download Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, yeah,
You
but
know,
it's gonna be the same thing as like other stuff. Recently, they remove, the companies have complete control of what it is that's in your video game or your hardware or whatever, because you don't have a physical copy. You're only limited to what they allow you to have. So even with Grand Theft Auto, if you want to be able to access the full game, you have to buy the premium version of the game, or
Yeah,
you
you
cannot
have
go
to.
into the full game. So there's already exploited situations that video games
Yeah.
are doing so that they
But-
can make a quick buck.
but again, that's on the company. I'm saying this guy that's hustling.
This is outside.
Yeah, like
This is
this guy that's
understandable.
hustling. Like anybody could feel the whatever way they want.
Yeah.
But I'm never going to, and I do not think it's dishonest. I think it's very upfront. He's not making any excuses about it. He's not saying like making apologies, nothing. He's like, no, yeah, like I am exploiting this thing that I could do.
Yeah,
I
but
was
he's
able to
admitting
do
for
it.
he's admitting the exploitation of it. Like
No, no,
that's
no.
the
Like
scary part.
he's admitting that it's like you could consider it exploitive. He's exploiting the system, which
that
everybody does.
you
Everybody
you
does.
you have to remember, like,
Well, like let me point this out.
go for it.
Remember when GameStop, they like people would buy a game at one GameStop for like $5 and then go to the other GameStop and sell it for like 7
Mm-hmm.
because that GameStop was going to sell for 10,
Mm-hmm.
and it's still the same company. Do you think those people are scummy?
And where's GameStop now?
Yeah, GameStop. Well, actually, GameStop's actually been doing pretty well.
Well, now that it's more of an
Yeah, yeah,
independent company, not a franchise anymore, that
yeah,
would
yeah.
be like
No, no,
McDonald's,
no.
you know,
But like
fucking going into
franchises
mom and pop.
should have a more cohesive underline of like this is our standard,
Yeah, yeah.
right?
Which is,
But like those
oh
people
yeah.
aren't scum. They're like, no, I found a way to make a buck. Okay, that I'm not robbing anybody. I'm not stealing from anybody. I got receipts. It's very upfront in your face. This is what I'm doing. If you don't like it, that's your opinion. Cool. Like I don't
As a,
like that. Like I don't care. Like I'm
do you
making a buck.
remember?
You
And
know.
this is just by chance. How long ago was it that you had your business? Do you remember?
Uh, well, like since well, I worked there till April 2025, but last time it was still mine was around November, December of 2024.
Do you remember all the things you had to do to be able to have the rights to sell the trademark of this company's brand and logos and stuff?
Yeah.
How much of a hassle was it at first to get it all done? Was it pretty crazy?
No.
Like in the sense of it being where you had to get, like, you have to buy into it, you got to buy the franchise out. Like it took a good amount of finance. It took money, it took timing, it took permissions, it took a bunch of legal applications and a bunch of things to get it done. This is where the exploiting comes, is because these people do not own anything of this company and they're selling it as is and trying to market off of something that they have no right doing. It's the same thing that the convention.
Well, like you're talking about like an individual.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
well, no,
because
they have every right doing it.
Well,
if you buy something, you own it, and you can sell for more. Have fun.
This has been the biggest problem in the cosplay community and the convention scene, which is you have a bunch of people who create vendor spots, sell Temu items, and then get caught later by the actual company because they're at the event, and then get hit with a cease and desist and cannot sell no more, and then complain that it's not fair.
Well,
where they do not own any.
But that's different. You're claiming to be a vendor. It's different if you're like, I'm gonna post this on eBay.
Yeah, because you're selling it for like an open market, Facebook market. You're selling it, but it's the same thing. You just don't have a table or an event.
No, and like that. That's why there's the independent vendor class, which is like you're not a real vendor, but you're an independent. So you could buy things off like Ross. You could go to Dick's Sporting Goods and go to the clearance aisle and sell it at some sort of like sports convention, and you have your booth, and now you're selling a baseball bat that you bought for $10 for 50.
Yeah, but then all of a sudden the actual company shows up and says you can't.
No, but the company can't do anything about it because you're independent. You're not claiming to be a vendor of that particular brand.
At conventions, it happens all the time.
It happens,
they get hit with cease and desist,
but it's because they're idiots. It's because they're idiots. They filled out the wrong information.
Yeah,
because
when you never get the tax exempt.
Well, like when you get well, when you get hit with a cease and desist, you don't have to comply. There's ways around that. Like you're like, okay, I got a cease and desist. I'm gonna keep selling until this convention's over, and then when I get that cease and desist, I'm gonna take it to my lawyer, and then I'm gonna explain what I need to explain, and that's it. Because they're, again, like if I sell a Under Armour shirt right at my booth, and I'm like, no, these were my clothes that I bought, I own, therefore I don't want them no more. I'm not gonna throw them in the trash. I'm gonna sell them. And I filled out the proper paperwork that I own this. I'm not an official vendor. I don't get from Under Armour. And that's it. Then you could sell it because it's just like Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Just like eBay. Like you can sell whatever you want to sell, man.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of it.
I understand the concept of it, but there is legal jargon that happens in between. Most of the time at conventions, when people do it, they're selling actual like artwork from an IP, as if they're a vendor or if they're someone who own a trademark, and they don't, and that's why they get hit with cease and desist. They can say that, you know what, you can even bring it up where there was a lady who was doing the printed cups, the metal ones, the Stanley ones or whatever. And she was
No.
doing it based off of this country singer. And she got hit by the company itself, like that she was going to get sued because she was at a vendor event with a table printing out the cups with the actor or the singer or whatever it was. And they're trying to make money off of that because it was an event for him.
But
And
that's
they were
not
like,
the same situation.
we already sell merchandise
Yeah,
because
yeah.
the royalties go to the singer. And then all of a sudden, like the chick gets hit. She's like, I'm sad, $25,000, blah, blah, blah. Only to later be bailed out by the artist who is like, hey, man, it's okay. Like, I know you're struggling. But she wasn't struggling. She didn't mention that she was like doing it for a purpose. She was just selling it. It just
Yeah.
so happens to struggle after it comes when they get busted, which
Yeah,
is
yeah.
the I'm
So,
struggling.
but again,
I can't afford this. and
different
that.
situation. Cool that the artist had a heart and like,
Yeah,
was like,
100%.
you know, like even if I was the artist, I'd be like, no, you effed up. Like you did something stupid.
Yep.
Like you're trying to use my likeness that I'm the
Worked
brand,
his ass off for.
and I made a contract with somebody so that they can utilize it. You can't do this as an official vendor.
Yeah.
If you want to make your own merch and sell it to your friends,
Mhm.
like I'm not gonna know who gives a damn.
Yeah, because it's like a
But-
little thing. It's like art crafts kind of shit.
Yeah, like whatever.
T-shirt
you know?
printing.
Yeah, I could do my own printing on my shirt, and that's fine. But as soon as like maybe a certain position, a certain picture, those things cannot be used, and you're using that picture, like, you know, it's different. Like if you took a selfie with her, with the artist, and then you put
And
it on
then
your
printed
shirt,
that picture.
and then like maybe you're a YouTuber and people are like fans of both of you, and then you're like, oh, here I made a shirt of the concert I
us
went
together,
to,
yeah.
and both of us together, and then people want to support. That's cool. That's fine.
Mhm.
No hate, no problem. But you went to the event, you're selling cups with a picture of her. Like again, that's the accountability to that person. But with the Grand Theft Auto thing, this is just a hustle. It's plain and simple. You're not taking away merchandising from kids. It's a pure entertainment thing. Nobody needs it. It's not going to change anybody's life. And if somebody wants to buy it for a premium that he's going to charge for, that's on them. They know it's going to be worth $100, and then he's going to sell it for 300. They know
Mhm.
that. So it's on the person who's buying it. I think it's stupid anybody being like, oh, this is scummy. No, it ain't. It ain't scummy. He's not doing anything dishonest.
I don't know.
You know?
In my personal opinion, I think it's exploitive, and you're doing it because there's a loophole, and you know it's not right, but you're going to do it anyways because the hustle or whatever what people want to call it, instead of just being honest.
But the thing is, like, everything's exploitive then.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, like then everything's exploitive. Like,
Well, if it belongs
you
to
know-
someone else that you didn't create, yeah, 100%.
yeah, like what's it called? Like, oh, I'll build this for somebody, right? And
then
maybe
sell
I
it
bought it
for,
for
like,
1,000. I have
yeah.
to sell it for 1,500 because of my labor. Is
Yeah.
that exploitive? Like, no. Like, I'm the one that put in the effort. He's putting in the effort to doing all this, taking the risk, and then making sure that it sells for a premium.
Yeah,
Ma-
but that's
like-
but then you step into the idea of like the 3D printing situation where people are like, well, I made this and then I used my hard-earned time to paint it, and that's why I'm an artist. And it's like, well, no, you took someone else's work and you're
Mhm.
using a brand of something that's already genetically imprinted in society, like Spider-Man. So you know it's going to sell because you didn't create that out of an original character on your own. So you're not an artist. You're just a dude stealing someone else's IP and then using it to make money for yourself, which is, again, exploitive. Like
Well,
none of the
again,
things
but then,
that
but
nobody's
that's a
reselling.
claim. That's a claim.
Well,
That's
nobody's
not-
reselling anything that's not original like that.
No, but that's a claim of like, oh, like I'm an artist. That's different. He's not claiming nothing. He's like, I bought
No,
this
this
stuff.
guy's just like, no,
took
I'm
a loan.
exploiting it.
Yeah, and I took a loan, got all this merchandise, and I know people want it. Let's see how this works out.
Yeah.
Like this is one of those things that like I think a lot of people have run with it, and I think a lot of them are stupid to try to rope it in with the Pokemon situation, trading cards, scalpers. Like he ain't scalping nothing. You know, he pre-ordered it, right? He was able to buy all these pre-orders. It's not nothing. Like, you know, like it could be delayed again. Oh, he has to pay the monthly balance that the bank is going to require. You know, like he's taking in this risk.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So like I think I think people are just jealous that they didn't figure this out for themselves or didn't have a good enough credit score to do the same
I
thing.
try to do the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
no,
people are
that's the
just
problem is
butthurt.
that it's one of those things that since it's a loophole, someone's going to be like, well, I just took advantage of the situation because no one had any limitations on it. And then the company comes and does a limitation, which ruins, I guess, the opportunity to do it again, which
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
maybe that shouldn't have been a thing. That maybe that shouldn't have been a loophole someone took advantage of, because you could do the same thing for milk, right? You can just go buy all the milk in your
Like
place and just buy it out.
think about Xbox. Like, oh, you could Xbox share or whatever, right?
Mhm.
And so then now I have all your games, and then if I invite a friend to play Grand Theft Auto on my Xbox while I go to work, so that he can play the game and
Mhm.
get all the achievements or whatever, so that he has that gamer score, and then he's done with the game. Is that exploitive? Because he didn't pay for it. Xbox is allowing me to share it. Xbox allows people to go into your house and play the same games you own. Like, then it gets that kind of like ridiculous, comparison, because again, it's the information is out there. You're gonna go to Amazon. Oh, this game is $100, but it's sold out, and we don't know when it's gonna get it. But I'm not patient enough, but I'm rich enough to buy this one that this guy's selling on eBay for $500, and I want it now, and that's on me. So that's it. Like,
It's gonna be
I
crazy.
think you could talk about the moral stuff when it comes to like kids stuff. Like Pokemon cards came out, and then they're not letting kids that are waiting in line trying to get a little pack. They're not trying to resell the expensive cards that they're gonna get. They probably don't even know, and they're probably gonna fold it in half and put it in their pocket.
Yeah, and fucking put it in their backpack or
Like
some shit.
they want the toy.
Yeah.
That's different. That's why I like the retired market, because you could go to Ollie's, you could go to Ross, you could buy these toys that are gonna be like
Oh, like they're
half
on the
off.
shelf, overstocked.
Yeah, and then sell it, and then if you want to sell it online for its original retail or for more because it's not around anymore, that's completely honest. That's fine.
But did you know, like originally when it came to like collector's items and stuff, it dealt with like natural rarity to like damage of the item. Yeah. So like even that has been coursed into the idea of like nowadays a company can print out, oh well, our company only made 500 of these, get it because it's going to be rare. When they have the source to be able to mass produce it, the company's just forcing it into a rarity, right?
Which again, I think that's fine. I think it's different if they're like, we have 500 of them, and one person can buy all 500.
Yeah, and then
that's
fucking
all.
Sell the shit out
if
of
you
them.
do both, then you're a dick.
Yeah,
because but then like, you're like, oh, one person like actually like after every sale the price goes up. So you bought this for 100, the second one's 200, then 300, then blah blah blah.
But the original idea of what collector was let's say they did make these as a toy or whatever, and let's say they printed out 5,000 of them, right? And out of circulation, each one of these had been eaten by a dog minus to the 500. Yeah. So then it's like, oh fuck, there's only 500 of these left in the world, sort of, because it's a loose number. Now I have to get it. This is what makes that Spider-Man comic that the dude from the 70s show fucked up. That's what got that guy hated for such a long time. I don't know if you ever remember this. What was that Mexican Fez guy from the 70s show?
Yeah.
So in his bathroom, he took the Spider-Man comic book that has him swinging and holding the bad guy, which is the one they used as a reference in the new film. That comic book alone at that time was worth $10,000. And he took one of like the only existing copies and turned it into his wallpaper in his bathroom to say that he made it. You know what I mean? There were so many, of course, like by all means, if I have one of those comics and he destroys his, go ahead, because I'm going to be up 12,000. You know what I mean? Like
yours is going to go up.
Yeah. But like the idea of knowing that he destroyed it just based on something is like, there's a moral, like, man, dude, you're a fucking asshole. You know what I mean? Like people will believe.
Yeah, but he owns it. Like,
but yeah, 100%. He owns it.
Like I actually, funny enough, there's a set in Lego that's called the Cloud City, the Cloud City
Star Wars
Cloud City. It's worth 10 grand, right? And I was like, at one point, I was like, how funny would it be if I just bought one of these and took a bat to it?
And just and
filmed it just to be like,
you know what that reminds me of? That reminds me of the Xbox Like I forgot if it was Xbox Live or Xbox like this S series on the drop, and you had a bunch of YouTubers buying it, walking outside and acting like, oh whoops,
Mhm.
I slipped and I dropped it on the ground, and then like it gets
Yeah, yeah.
destroyed. And in my mind, I'm like you could, but there's people in
Yeah.
that line that like their dying mother with cancer gave them their last like
Yeah.
$300 to get it, and it means so much to that one person, and then this
Well,
one
again,
asshole is just
that's a
but that's
different
society.
situation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's
No,
a
it's
different
good.
situation. Like
I get
one's
that. I get that.
retired. At the time it was like $70,
Yeah,
went to 10,000, and it's like 20 years later.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
When a new product comes out, also very different.
Yeah, 100%.
You know,
I
like
get that.
it'd be different. Like you remember, like what's different is when like the Xbox hordes was happening, when the PS5 launched and the Xbox Series X launched. Remember
Mhm.
that? Like people were hoarding it. They was selling out. They didn't make enough, and people would buy it and sell it for like triple.
Yep. Yep. I mean, I remember all that stuff, but it's like sometimes you just got to put a fucking baseball bat to these people and be like, "Stop, bro!" Like, because then again, like the factor that there's no limitation on calling these people out on those situations is the toilet paper thing. Like, when does it change? Like, when is it okay not to, and when is it
Well,
okay?
like I pointed out, if it's a necessity, it's not okay. If like that's why that one dude got in trouble, like profiteering off
Yeah, but the
COVID,
idea would be like
and
he'd be
then
like, "Oh, well, it's because I can't work because of the coronavirus. Like, I'm just trying to make money." And when does it change though? If you could just change the goalposts.
that's not changing the goalpost. That's always been the goalpost. If something is like for entertainment purposes and somebody's willing to buy it, that's on them. That's on them. You know. Good night, Cindy Lou Who. So like it's on you. If you're buying something and it's purely for entertainment, it's not going to change your life.
Yeah.
It's not going to affect your life. That's one thing. Like, oh, I'm going to buy this toy and sell it for triple because I know everybody wants the Superman statue
Mm-hmm.
because it's the last one they're going to make with the actual good logo, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know, whatever this thing is, like that's on you, dude. But if it's like, hey, you know, like farms have been destroyed and there's only a certain amount of meat left at Costco that they're not going to have for 6 months, and one dude buys all of it at all Costco's in a particular city
Mm-hmm.
and is now trying to sell it for a profit, you're a freaking scumbag. 'Cause some
And then
people
what if the guy
actually,
goes, "Oh, well, there's different types of meat. You could just buy another type. Like there's turkey or there's beef
well,
or
like
there's
I'm saying,
ham."
buying all of it. Yeah, like
Yeah, yeah.
well then
Oh, just
that's
in general,
okay.
like he's just buying all of it.
No, just buying all of it. Like just buying
Yeah.
all of it. You know, like because some people need a particular meat because of their
Mm.
medical conditions, or like it's the only protein that they can actually digest. You know, there's other things that's like this is gonna be necessary for somebody to live, regardless if you know them or not. You know, this is gonna be a necessity for people to survive
Mm-hmm.
during a hard time. Like, and you're profiting off that. That's pretty messed up, and that's why the medical and like the pharmaceutical industry gets so much hate because like, oh, we created this pill that costs only like $3 per pill to make, but
But we're gonna exploit the
through
price.
insurance and everything it's now going to be like 300
Yeah.
$400 per pill to
Yep.
make, and we need all that money from the insurance. So like some insurance won't cover that particular pill or medication. That's different.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so if it's collectibles, if it's freaking cartoons, comics, have at it, bro.
Well, what if it's this? Okay, let me switch the goalpost then on you.
Okay.
What if it's like a Make-A-Wish for a kid that's dying that he wants that last, like he wants a copy of Grand Theft Auto 5 or 6 or whatever, and that's like it. And there's no more copies, just this one dude that just decided to buy them and exploit them. And it's like the guy finds out that this kid wants it, and he's like, "Well, it sounds like it's a need then." Then
No,
what do you do?
that doesn't change it. Like
Still
that's up
stays the
to
same?
that's up to whoever. If you can obtain it, if he has to make a wish, it's up to Make a Wish to get him that.
Yeah, they're like,
That
hey,
thing.
if they don't get it, then fucking Make-A-Wish is
Yeah,
it,
like
dude.
he's not doing it to hinder the Make a Wish kid from getting Grand Theft Auto. He's doing it to make a profit. And now if Make a Wish is like, hey, I'm gonna come
You're
to
not
you
worth
because
the 300?
I heard you bought 10,000 copies of Grand Theft Auto. Can I buy it for retail? And if he's like, no, this is business, He's like, all right, I'll give
He's
you
like,
$1,000
fuck
bucks.
them kids,
All right,
bro.
here. I hope that kid is happy. That's it.
He's like, fuck them kids.
Like it might be heartless, but that's just it, man. Like you can't. It's an entertainment thing.
Yeah. But you see how you
know.
can change it into like a need.
Well, no, you can't change it into a need because it's like Grand Theft Auto isn't gonna make you survive cancer.
No, he's not gonna survive cancer.
You're not gonna
dying. He's on Make-A-Wish. He ain't coming back.
Yeah. Like you ain't coming back. So it's like none of this is a need. Like you made a wish, and unfortunately, wishes don't always come true.
So I
hope somebody could get him. No, he's not scumbag because he's not Make-A-Wish. Because Make-A-Wish could be like, all right, you made a wish. We are gonna fulfill that wish. If this is the only guy that could give me Grand Theft Auto, I'll pay whatever I gotta pay to get that kid's a Make-A-Wish. So if one guy is like, no, I'm gonna charge you $1,000 for this game, and Make-A-Wish is like, oh, F it, we're gonna tell this kid we can't get Grand Theft Auto. That's actually on Make-A-Wish. It's not on him.
He's like, fuck them kids, bro.
Yeah, because if he had a heart, he wouldn't even charge Make-A-Wish. He'd be like, oh, and it's not about him having a heart. It's just like maybe I could take a loss on one. It's fine. Like, it's up to him. It's his thing.
Mm-hmm.
But he's not they could go to the game company and be like, can you make a special Grand Theft Auto for this Make-A-Wish kid? And it needs to be done like tonight because he ain't going to live till tomorrow.
That's crazy.
Like, again, that's the company.
Yeah. I get it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. I understand that it's like business. Just opinion-wise, I think it's a little weird. Like we got someone in the comments asking some crazy stuff about some shit I don't know.
Yeah, Kelly. Tomorrow I'll do a stream. This is Chris P's show, the Average Boys podcast. Good for nerds, bad for posers.
Thank you very much.
And so I will give you my thoughts. I think it's awesome that Crystal's taking him to Rico.
Yeah.
Those people should be in jail. And that is my opinion. But I will expand on that more on a different live stream tomorrow. Yeah.
Dude, David, Brian's like, yo, I came here to talk shit about. He came here to hear y'all shit on Doomsday, but now you're all just yapping and shit. Yay, bro.
Well, that's a good segue.
Bro. Yeah, you should be here, bro. We miss you, man. Also, I want to say thank you to all everybody that sent me a happy birthday. My birthday was Wednesday.
Dude, when was your? Oh man, I didn't know.
Wednesday, pops. 45 years old, baby.
Dude, the big 4-5.
You know what was real beautiful is I kind of like always keep to myself, but I had so many people reach out to me, and even one of my friends who's like a celebrity guy reached out to me and was like, "Yo, bro, happy birthday!" And I was like, "Did I make it? Like, am I?" Yeah, I didn't know how to like comprehend it at first, but I was like, "But he's a really good friend of mine," and we became friends after I interviewed him once, and we always keep up and we visit each other.
Is the interview on YouTube?
Well, it's RJ Mitty is this guy. We did it a long time ago with Titan Radio, right? RGV Titan Radio, which was a company we're a part of. And what a fucking just cool dude. RJ Mitty was from Breaking Bad. He's Walter White Jr., the kid with he uses like crutches and stuff.
Yeah.
In real life, he has that, but it's like a spectrum where he can still move around normally and freely. He just gets like certain like you could see where he does have something, but it's very hard. And he's just such a great guy. And he hit me up out of nowhere on my birthday, and he was like, "Hey, bro, like I miss you, dude. Like I just wanted to text you." And I was like, "Fuck, dude, like that's so nice." And then I had a couple of people that I had met when I went on my trip that all fight in the UFC that hit me up to tell me happy birthday. And it was like, in my mind, I was like, have I made it? Like, am I famous? Am I like a celebrity or whatever? But nah, just
you made it, dude. You made it.
Yeah, I just want to be a nice guy. That's it. And I think I've accomplished that in a way.
Nice.
But yeah, thank you to everybody. Caesar,
happy birthday, dude.
Right, thank you, brother. Thank you.
Everybody send him a happy birthday, a like, a subscribe. That's how we'll
if we get 10,000 likes, we'll sing it.
Go to the Average Boys podcast.
So
on YouTube, leave a like. And
on Wednesday, I went to my gym and I didn't skip a day. Like I went with all my students, and in my kids class, like all my students, like I had like a big group show up, and the parents and all of them, when they were leaving, they like congregated in our little lobby and they all sang me happy birthday. And it was like one of those cool touching moments. I don't know how to explain it, but like, it was so cool. Like it was just really nice. But thank you to everybody, like Caesar, Brian, you, man, like thank you guys very much for just being a badass part of my life. I really appreciate you guys, dude. So but yeah, let's segue. I know we've been talking a bunch of crazy shit. I just wanted to bring up, imagine this just started from Jonathan Major's movie. So
Yeah.
yeah, now we're into the regular stuff. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, so this past week, let's talk D23, right?
Yeah. Well, did you watch the trailer for Doomsday, the newest one?
Yeah.
Like, can I start?
Yeah, fuck yeah, man. If you want, do you want to just jump into
Yeah.
Doomsday, or do you want to talk about D23 a little bit?
No, let's jump into Doomsday. Let's do the stuff we care about.
Straight. Someone had leaked like a huge leak recently about Doomsday, and I kind of feel like the trailer really like solidified it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, I'll tell you this. First, this trailer should have been the first one and the only trailer they
100%.
should have put out.
100%.
I still have issues with the CGI, but I'll tell you this: I don't give a damn about Pedro Pascal.
Yeah,
And but the one scene that he was like, Victor, did you do this?
Did you do this?
I felt that. Like, I was like, oh shoot, this is the worst Reed Richards ever. And like,
he sold that part.
And like, he sold it to me, man.
Hell answers to me. Yeah.
Like, dude, I'm like, oh, sick. Like,
I really hope that we do get that dichotomy between both characters, because it's super important that they're not all just punch and kick, or you know what I mean?
Yeah, like I hate myself for having hope, because like right at the beginning of the trailer when like the woman is speaking, I thought it was Victor's mom.
No, she's gonna be dead, bro.
No. I thought they were gonna do something different, where like she raised them bad and like taught him all this dark magic, because maybe they grew up poor or whatever, and then he became a billionaire and became Dr. Doom, whatever, right? Like they're gonna change it from the comics. I get that, but I thought like, I had a little bit of hope of like, is this his mom? But then it was like Susan Storm is kind of like, oh yeah, by the way, everybody, everything Victor's doing, I'm to blame.
Yeah, and it's like she's giving like a pretty good, like
it's a good monologue.
Yeah,
it's good, but it's like, you could have worded it better, where I, as an audience member, don't feel like you are the
main purpose of this.
Of this. The only I am interested in what Dr. Doom is doing.
There's a lot of things I'm interested in.
I honestly couldn't give a damn about any of the protagonists. I'm like, there's nobody in here that we know we're gonna get Chris Evans, Captain America, but he abandoned his friends. He took away somebody else's life that was supposed to marry Peggy Carter. He's one of the reasons why there are multiple timelines, or like branches off these timelines that create issues. And he's still able to wield Mjolnir,
Yep.
Like
they want that to
like
be,
he's the villain. Like Chris Evans Captain America is the villain practically.
Yeah. He's a part of the problem.
Yeah. And then
I got some iffy parts.
They're bringing the X-Men in. I honestly like Magneto and Professor X are looking at each other for like the 50th time of like, this is it. Like we've seen this so many times. It's just like I want there to be real consequences of like maybe just Doom kills everybody. Everybody's dead.
Yeah.
Like fine. I will restart the MCU if Victor Von Doom kills all these people. And we get different actors playing Thor, different actors playing Iron Man, and it's a new MCU. I'd be on board. I'd be cool with that.
Okay.
Because Endgame and everything we got already destroyed almost all the characters, all the legacy characters, right?
Yeah.
And we know we're gonna get Robert Downey Jr. back as Iron Man. They're pulling out every stop, bro. Like,
yeah, it's gonna be. It was like what Avengers Disassembled, right? That was a landmark for like Endgame.
Yeah.
Because then all the fucking characters get shot out or whatever, and they come back or whatever. But yeah, it was a little different. So, the idea is there were some things that I really was disappointed with, which was there is a leak that people are talking about where Captain America gets sent to the Fantastic Four's world, right? And that's where he's kind of surviving. And then he makes a comment that he's explaining to, what is it? He's explaining to the Avengers and the new Avengers and all that shit that that they should trust the Fantastic Four because he witnessed them save their universe against Galactus or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And in my mind, I was like, and you're going to tell me that Captain America just sat back and watched this fucking thing come after a baby? And he was going to be like, nah, they got it. Like the fucking.
Well, like we keep seeing this. We saw it with Superman. We saw it with Spider-Man, where like they don't know how a hero's supposed to act. Like with Superman, it was like the Justice Gang has got it. When the
They got it
giant
in the
monster
background.
was in the city, and then he had to cry about his feelings to
Mhm.
Lois Lane. I was like, no, a hero would be like, yeah, well, I have this incredible power. I'm gonna go make sure that nobody else gets hurt, so that in case something happens, they all get to get home to their families. But I'm the one taking that risk. That's what a hero does, right?
Yeah.
And then Peter Parker is like, oh, I know this detective has 2 kids, and she's like raising them by herself, and she's going to a bank robbery, and they might have guns. I don't know the situation, but I have this responsibility. I will go and make sure that doesn't matter if she says to me, "You don't have to be there. This is our job."
Yeah, he could survive
This
a
is
50
this is
caliber bullet.
yeah, this is
9
great
millimeter,
power
yeah.
comes with great responsibility. So I'm gonna make sure that you can go home and see your family.
Yeah.
I'm gonna sacrifice this time that I want to hang out with my bros and have some fun, so that you can go home to your family.
Yeah.
And what does he do? He's like, okay, thanks. Like taking a mental health day. Like F you, dude. That's not a
Yeah.
hero. So like, yeah, like I don't expect him to get the heroes right. But what I'm expecting is that they're gonna make the villains look like heroes because they don't.
Always.
Well, like we've seen it where like like
Misunderstood.
John Walker, he's the hero in Captain America, Falcon Winter Soldier
Mhm.
show. Like Falcon and the Winter Soldier are the villains in this story. I was like you guys can't understand that he just saw his best friend, his man in arms, get killed. So then he went and took out revenge. You know, like didn't Tony Stark try to kill Winter Soldier?
Bucky,
And then he was okay murdering Captain America to get to Bucky, who was his friend. So you're telling me like, oh, it's not justified when Captain America literally decapitated people, killed people. Like, what are you talking about? Oh, you didn't get blood on the shield. Like, dude, that shield, the red on there is practically from the paint
From the
of blood,
blood, yeah.
dude. Like,
you
gotta be kidding me.
Elizabeth makes a good comment. Says, and it depends though. The hero sometimes has like natural or neutral versus chaotic neutral, but nowadays it's so hard to tell what the difference of what even those the neutral hero
again. The neutral hero, that's not a hero.
Yep.
A hero is like, if I have the opportunity to make sure that nobody gets hurt, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take it. Like, there's a great episode with in Smallville where they did the comic thing, which is in a lot of Superman comics, where Lois Lane got Superman's powers for the day. You know, and she's like, "How do you know who to choose? Because there's emergencies happening all the time."
All the time.
He's like, "You gotta listen to all of them, and then you gotta make the right decision. That's the difficult part, because you gotta sometimes trust that nobody's gonna get hurt over here, and you gotta understand that like stuff happens that's completely out of your control. You're not gonna save everybody."
Derpy says Superman doesn't have super hearing, so that doesn't make sense. So I just gotta say that. That was no in our conversations. He says Superman doesn't have super hearing. So
since when?
Since the movie came out and he couldn't hear that chick that was at the Fortress of Solitude, which I told him happened at the beginning of Superman, and he didn't want to listen. So
yeah, but well, anyways, so he can determine like, no, this is the most dangerous situation, so I'm gonna go take care of it because there's a lot more. Like if there's a war going on, he's not stopping every war. And why is that? Not. Because civilians aren't going to be a casualty, at least at that particular battle that he's listening to, right? Yeah. Because so then he's going to go like, oh, there's a kid that needs to be saved, a girl about to fall from a tree. Yeah, there's a high speed chase, but this girl's going to fall from the tree. I'm going to go save the little girl.
Yeah, because it's also by choices and people like he has to.
It's by choices, like and like that's the burden of a hero too. Is like you might make the wrong choice at times, but you're still gonna do the right thing. It wasn't wrong for you to not save this person, but they could have handled it. And if you went over here, you could have saved them. You know,
it's the psychological, or it's the philosophical question of, do you save your child on the train tracks, or do you save the train full of people and let your child die? And
Yeah,
that's been,
honestly, after people, I'm saving my kid.
you see, and that's the concept. The idea would be
Yeah,
morally, it's like your trolley problem.
no, but I'll make a point of this, a caveat. Not that it doesn't
It doesn't
take away.
equalize it. It never does.
It doesn't equalize it or take away from that moral choice.
Mhm.
But I told my wife this, like, sometimes, like, I was like I'm driving, right? We would have discussions about like driving fast all the time, and I'm like, um, the what's it called? Like, I'll go past a semi real quick,
Mhm. Yeah, to bypass.
and then she's like, you don't have to like break the law to do it. I'm like, well, the thing is, like, I don't know. I'm trying to get to my destination as quickly as possible. I don't know if any of these guys are drug dealers. I don't know. I'm not going to put anybody in danger, but I don't know if they're going to put me in danger. So why would I care about their moves where they're going?
Mhm.
He's like, but you don't know if they're going to emergency, but that's doesn't matter. Like, I got to take care of me. I got to take care of me and everybody in this vehicle. That's the only people that matter at this point. It's kind of like, you have a psychopath running after you, and you are going to get killed if you stop the car, but you're also flying into a pedestrian. What are you going to do?
Yep. It's a moral
That's
choice,
different. It's like, oh, I'm not going to kill somebody for my own sake. But if I have a kid in my car, and it's an adult, I have to kind of calculate, like, well, the adult lived their life,
Yeah.
and I can't let this child die.
But that kid's on the chain tracks means you're a shitty parent.
Yep.
Means you're-
Also,
yeah,
that's the other thing.
decisions about
You
your
got
kid.
to
gotta
figure
keep
out what
breaking
you're
it down,
doing.
yeah.
Why is the kid in my car and somebody's chasing me? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
did I
that's-
piss somebody off on the road? Like, there's a lot of things, like,
There's factors, yeah, and you have to come up with a moral stature and moral.
Yeah. So,
ideal.
like, for instance, so Spider-Man wanting to save the villains and risking the multiverse,
Mhm.
he wasn't risking the multiverse at the time.
Yeah.
He didn't. It wasn't happening. Yeah, he didn't know that. He only knew that after Doctor Strange talked to him, and was like, "Dude, you're not understanding everything that's happening here." He wanted to save the villains because he knew that all of them
We're
were
destined to die.
villains because they weren't like, something else made them villains.
Yeah, they're
A different
misunderstood.
entity, a computer chip, whatever. But overall, they're not making their own decisions.
But it was based
So,
all on their
yeah.
hubris.
From
All of
No
their
Way Home?
downfalls were, all of the villains got in those situations because of their hubris. Like, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
Is every one of them became a villain because they started off.
Well,
with the
not
okay-
Sandman.
Well, Sandman did. He was hubris because he was trying to steal to make money for his daughter, who he was trying to save.
Yeah, but
And
he
then
didn't
accidentally-
try to
he
get
was
power to he didn't try to
No,
get
he
power
wasn't trying to get
to do
power,
something
but
else.
but
He was
in
just
his
trying to run.
hubris, he tried to
Yeah.
steal, make money, and not do it the right way, but still had a valorant purpose, and then made a mistake.
Yeah.
Right.
So
Which
that's
is what all of
that's
them are
somebody
in
that's not a
different-
hero, but he's not a villain.
Yeah, because
You
you
know
can
what
say
I mean?
the same thing for Electro. Electro didn't have any of that shit. He was just a dude that fell in a tub of water with eels, trying to just do his job.
Yeah, but then you can't say that about Dr. Connors, Green Goblin, Otto Octavius. Those three for sure did it out of their own hubris. Like, they didn't calculate it right. They wanted the government contracts. They wanted to, like, Dr. Connors is the only one that's like has more of he had more of a moral standing on, like, I want to bring, obviously I want my arm back, but I want to make sure that these veterans and whatever, like these amputees, can live a normal life again.
Yeah, so
where we
turn
never
them all into alligators.
we never have to, no, before that crazy part.
Yeah, that's
but
the hubris
like,
part.
so that we never have to worry about losing a limb.
Yeah. He was trying to,
like,
he's trying to save humanity in a way.
Yeah. And so
They were all
like
virtuous.
that, and again, risking the multiverse to risking these lives, like, he's not risking the multiverse as of yet. And that was the whole point. Like, the whole reason it's happening is because they're all connecting with their knowledge to Peter Parker.
Mm-hmm.
And it still doesn't make sense. Again, I'm not saying that movie is great in terms of
Brandon,
writing, right? It's a problem. But the whole meaning of that movie was for Peter to really make the most adult decision he can. It's like, I know that the only way out of this is for everybody to forget me, for me not to have a life.
Mm.
So that's what I'm gonna do. It's fine. Like, to save everybody, this is the right thing to do. Boom, he does it. And then he makes another very important decision in No Way Home of like, he's going into the diner and he's going to tell them the story and everything, try to jog their memory back, do whatever he can so that he can have that life with Michelle and Ned, right? And what he does is he sees that their life is way better without him in it.
Yeah, they're not
That's
in
like,
danger.
yeah, that's like, wait, I'm doing this for me instead of for them. And the best thing for them truly is for me to not be a part of their life, which is awesome. It sets up for so many things. And then Brand New
Fucks
Day
it up.
just kind of takes a dump on that.
Yeah, it just fucks it all
It's
up.
just
Never
like,
learns.
oh, none of that stuff mattered.
But that's the thing
Literally,
is
none of the
every
situation that
movie is
happened
like that.
mattered. No, it wasn't like that.
Every
Because the
Spider-Man
trilogy,
movie like that.
no, the Spider-Man trilogy of Tom Holland, even though I don't like it, it had a clear a fall through of like his growing up.
But he never
It's
learns from any of his problems. He never learns.
But though No Way Home, he finally learned by making that decision. He finally learned of like, I can't have it all. No one's gonna bail me out. I made a decision and I have to live with it. That was my last ever MacGuffin of trying to get out of it. And now, because of that decision, I lost the woman I love. I lost my aunt because I made a selfish decision. I lost everybody I ever cared about. I'm truly alone in the world, and nobody will ever remember me. And now I can understand that, like, I'm not doing this to be an Avenger, to look like for Spider-Man to be liked. I'm doing this because I need to help people.
Mm.
And that is my burden. It is my responsibility. That is what he learned. That's what it sets up. And then nothing.
Yeah.
Then Brand New Day comes out and they just craps all the concepts of every Tom Holland Spider-Man film he's ever been in or his character has ever been in.
Derpy,
And it's
Derpy
just like,
comes in.
yeah.
Derpy's in the comments. He says Lanterns is awesome. You're missing out. Derpy
Oh,
also said Supergirl was good. So we're gonna
And
have to
that wasn't-
really
yeah,
break
yeah.
down Lanterns, bro. Wait, how many
I'll
episodes
watch
did
it.
Lanterns is released?
I think
they
they're
releasing
doing.
all
I
8
think
of
they're
them?
doing bi-weekly. I don't know. I don't have HBO Max. I can't watch it yet.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get HBO Max for this.
Maybe I'll call my friend tonight and be like, "Yo, you up? Like, let me,
we
let me
can
get
try
your
this,
account."
bro. But yeah,
Let
of
me get your
course.
account,
Yeah,
bro.
Derpy, we know you're gonna like it. So that's not.
Yeah,
it's not
what
done yet.
what don't you like?
Yeah. Tell me what you didn't like. That's probably gonna be a cool conversation.
I want to know that, Derp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like with the Spider-Man thing, it's always the deconstruction of how he learns. But that's the thing is like they fuck up the hero's journey all the time in the cinema with the Spider-Man character. He learns, and then he does the Luke Skywalker thing in the new Star Wars movie where they give him the lightsaber and throws it, and then you're kind of like, as a fan, you're like, wait, that makes no sense for Luke Skywalker to do that. Because he was the best of all of us. Why would he climb, do this great thing, bring the craziest, darkest sighted Sith back to the light, and then fuck up with his nephew, who's like this random little stupid kid
Who's having a bad dream?
Yeah. Oh, he had a bad dream and then freaked out, and then he loses everything and loses his way.
Yeah,
How?
I guess I gotta kill this dude. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like,
it's like, oh, this guy who literally committed genocide is about to murder all my friends.
Hey, boy,
have put Han Solo in a vat so that he could become frozen in time.
Yeah.
And has blown up my sister's home planet of Alderaan, and is constantly pursuing me and killing everybody I love. Killed my mentor who saved me. Killed my uncle and aunt who raised me. I still see some good in him. I'm going to risk all of it.
This is the
to
crazy
bring him
part
back
about
to the light. But like, nah, this little jit is having a bad dream.
Yeah,
gotta kill him in his sleep.
This is a crazy part about it is because a lot of people don't understand because they're not good in English, is that there is this concept of the hero journey, but you don't constantly have the hero.
That's not just in English. That's the hero journey. It's the story that it might be more famous like in the Odyssey, not Christopher Nolan's Odyssey, the real Odyssey. You know, it might be more famous in comics and whatnot, but throughout history. Mm-hmm. We get heroes' journeys. The Bible, we have hero journey.
Yeah.
No.
But what I mean is like
throughout all the world, there's gonna be something in your culture where somebody went through the hero's journey, and that's why it's called the hero's journey because we understand what it is.
But this is the problem with the concept of a hero's journey, is that a lot of people understand the first stage, which is the hero then finds his
Yeah.
triumph and then returns and becomes the hero. But then they don't know what happens after. They don't know
Yeah.
about how the person then goes beyond the hero's journey. So what a lot of these new age writers are doing is they just come back and rewrite the hero's journey again and the hero's journey again and the hero's journey again, which is a problem with Spider-Man is that it's good in the first one. And then you question the second one because you're like, why is he so stupid doing like dumb things? And then he goes to the next one and continues to rewrite all the things he did previously
But you're talking
and never
about Tom
truly
Holland
learned from
Spider-Man.
it. Well, yeah, most of, I mean,
Well,
but
no,
that's
no, no.
what makes
But
the
like,
original.
I'll clap that back on that. It's like he's
Yeah.
making different mistakes
Mhm.
because he's having to make more mature decisions. There's things
Yeah.
that I really hate
growth.
about the
Yeah,
second
there's growth.
Spider-Man movie, right? Where like I don't believe Tony Stark would ever give a kid like pretty much the button to the nuke, which
Yeah,
is
yeah, 100%.
glasses. Like that's insane. But again, like there was a clear through line of him growing up. But with the stuff they already gave us, like Tony Stark always bailing him out. He has the AI suit from freaking Endgame, you know, like he has AI helping him out. He has all this tech that not even some of the richest people in the world would ever have. Not even some governments would have. And he has this tech. And then No Way Home was supposed to be the catalyst of like, we gave you this, now we're gonna give you the comics.
Mhm.
We're gonna through the lens of somebody who kind of almost had it all. You know, everything was going good. He going good. He got the girl. He was gonna go to school. His aunt was alive. Like one of his best friends was Tony Stark. Like he could get in, and then boom, nothing. Obviously, it was stupid. Like it's a stupid story of how they wrote it because he couldn't contact Pepper Potts to get into college. He couldn't contact the U.S. government, who he's helped tremendously
numerous times. Yeah,
you know, and he distrusts at the same time. He can't call freaking Doctor Strange to write a recommendation letter, dude.
They can't call.
The Hulk, Mark Ruffalo, apparently is a professor at a college, and you can't contact him.
Well, you can't contact Sam Wilson, who's like the top embodiment of like the U.S. soldier that's necessary. Like he is Captain America, apparently. Like you can't call that dude who has a complete connection to the president of the United States.
You can't call Commander Ross.
Yep. There's a bunch of weird shit that always happens.
No, it's just incompetence retardation. That's what it was. Okay. It's like they needed some. They didn't think it through and made Doctor Strange one of the dumbest characters to ever live when he was one of the smartest. This is insane.
Yes.
But again, this is the point. Like, first of all, sorry guys, Brand New Day, not a good movie. Fun as hell. It is fun. Yeah. Not a good movie. If you think No Way Home has inconsistencies, my damn does Brand New Day have inconsistencies. And if you think like it's a well-written movie, just let me ask you, what is a fugitive, aka the Punisher, doing in broad daylight and is doing in this film? What is his point? His whole point is to be there when Spider-Man needs him. Punisher is Spider-Man's sidekick in this film.
Yeah.
He doesn't have like, the reason I was following this, like, and I did see somebody ask like, which Spider-Man movie was better, Homecoming or Brand New Day? Homecoming was a better written film, and I hate that movie. I hate it. And I actually hate Homecoming more than Brand New Day, but Brand New Day was a better written film. I take that back. They're like on equal par of like different types of hatred. But
the only reason why I say Brand New Day was better is because they didn't use nostalgia as the coherent anchor to make it a good movie.
Homecoming, they didn't do that either.
Is that the one with all the 4 characters or whatever from?
That's his first. That is his first movie as Spider-Man.
Which Homecoming?
Homecoming.
Or is that the one where he's
Homecoming's where the Vulture comes in.
Oh yeah,
he's in high school. You know, Tony Stark bails him out at one point in that movie. Yeah. He's like the cameo, but it's just really like Tom Holland being Spider-Man.
Homecoming was a little bit funner.
Well, there was an actual villain there, which the audience also understood there's a villain. And anybody who says Jean Grey can be exonerated from this movie, you're a moron. You got so much copium, dude. You should swallow a double barrel. That's insane. She is evil. She is evil, dude.
Yeah,
Like
I didn't really like what they
like
did with her character.
she's killing she the act of alone of taking over somebody's mind is already on the basis of like immoral. And she uses people's bodies for fun.
She's sorry, but she's sorry though.
But hey, you know all those people I killed? My bad,
apologized,
my bad. That was on me.
Yeah, she apologized though.
I feel you.
Oh,
It
and
was
not
on
only
me.
that,
Yeah.
the guy that got hit by the car going 50, the old man that would have died, he was kind of sitting in a chair at the end of the
No,
movie.
that
All right.
people are coping, but that's not even the same people. That's a different actor.
Maybe he just did
That's
it
just
on purpose.
another
Like,
freaking old dude with the beard.
they were just like, hey,
That's
man,
it.
here's a nod for that guy. He made it, bro. And then not only that, I don't think people
Mhm.
quite understand that. I think the freezing thing was not her mentally stopping everybody at the end. Remember the big like pause? I think
Yeah.
that was the exact same thing that Charles Xavier did to people in Logan, the painful one.
Yeah, but like you saw how people were bleeding, like they were
I think
still
that
aware.
was the painful
And
one.
yeah, and she was like deteriorating their brains. She was getting all their memories, and she was like
Yeah.
threatening, like I could kill all these people, and I'm gonna.
I
do it.
really think, yeah, because a lot of people were like, oh, she paused everybody. And I was like, no, this looks like the way it was in Logan, where people were like fucking suffering. Like,
Yeah,
they were
and like
in pain.
again, this movie. When I say that it has so many inconveniences, like guys, listen, the Hulk, who is as subtle as a fridge falling down the stairs, snuck up on Spider-Man's Spidey sense, got past that, and decked him at the side, at his left ear or right ear. Just boom. You tell me the Hulk is gonna sneak up on Spider-Man,
But
and
we
then
got
he's gonna take Hulk level shots to the face when
But we got
even
the
a
Hulk slap.
god, freaking Loki, barely was able to take it.
But we got the Hulk slaps.
The Hulk slap was cool. I like
Yeah,
that.
that was dope.
I
And then
like.
I
I
like
wish.
all the
I
video
wish there
game
was some of
stuff.
the gamma effects, like from the video game, like the green, like
Yeah, I like the video
that
game
would be
shit.
nice.
Like,
Yeah.
it's cool to see these because I liked it stupid wise too in She-Hulk when she's fighting Daredevil and she like stands on the ground and we does the ripple. Like, I'm like, oh, that is so cool. Like, I want more of this like nonsensical superhero bullshit.
If
But
only
they
she
never give
twerked
it
though,
to us,
you know.
bro. Yeah, but
If
I had
only
to
she
see
twerked.
She-Hulk to see that one scene. Like, do you know what I had to go through to get that
Yeah, dude.
one thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was bad. But
It was a rough wank.
yeah, it was a rough one, man. But yeah, the Doomsday trailer popped off pretty well at D23. This trailer, like you said, was the
Elizabeth makes a great point, by the way.
They should have approached it. What did she say? I feel like people who went into both of these movies expecting good fights, decent cameos, and a reason to eat a bucket of popcorn, and they delivered that. Yeah, 100%. Fun is fun.
Yeah, but we shouldn't lower our standards.
Yeah, fun is fun.
You shouldn't lower your standards.
The only thing that kind of like catches up to me is because this is a dichotomy, of course, like with the DC versus Marvel, is we're so critical with DC because their first approach was a really over the top version of a character that we needed to just be like simple and to the direct point of what we needed to be Superman. Like, that's what we needed. If it would have been a solid Superman story, everyone would have been like, thumbs up, let's move forward.
Well, the first thing to do a Superman film,
down.
just make Superman the only hero in the damn film.
Well, yeah, well, that's the thing is like if they would have made it like a consistent, straight story, it would have worked. It would have been very, very kind. I think it would have been good.
The
Not a
comics also showed the
deconstruction.
formula of how to make the team ups make sense. If the Justice League gets together,
Yeah.
it's because it's a world-ending event. But also the side stories of Superman or Batman, it's not world-ending.
No.
It's something that they're involved in, that they're trying to help, that is sometimes affecting them personally. That's a personal attack on them. You know, like Metallo with Lex Luthor. That I still think the perfect Superman film to start off a universe would be Lex Luthor winning at the end of the film using Metallo so that Superman figures out how to utilize his powers against kryptonite, against somebody with a heart or made of kryptonite.
Yeah.
You know, that like he
Or
can't
just
get
knowing
close
that
to.
there's like there's people out there that can match his power in a way and make him lose.
Yeah, dude.
You know what I mean?
Like if you want to be creative, like I've always thought about this. If kryptonite can
Annul.
is your weakness,
Yeah.
Like people would think like, oh, what we have the nerd debate, right? Where like, why doesn't Superman always just laser the kryptonite so it blows up in a million pieces, or he can melt it,
Mhm.
or freeze it with freeze breath, and so that way
Yeah,
it's not
or something,
affecting
man.
him, stuff like that. Well, what if his powers start turning off the closer it gets to it? So his
Yeah.
like laser beams, as soon as it gets to kryptonite, it just
Yeah, it gets
evaporates.
weaker. Yeah,
So
weaker.
he actually can't even do anything with kryptonite.
Yeah.
That would be so interesting. You can mess with things like that. But what do? They're like, no, we got to make him cry about his feelings, talk about being human to the murdering psychopath that is Lex Luthor, apparently, who's
Hmm.
also dumb by playing video games with the mind of a clone. And the US government is even dumber because they're not hiring Lex to make a clone of super soldiers
Hmm.
that could defeat Superman and like make them the world power throughout at least Earth, not let alone the universe,
Yeah.
you know.
Well, I was gonna say, like, the
And
thing
like,
is
yeah.
the dichotomy change between DC and Marvel is that when we approach DC movies, since it's so at its infancy and they're already making large mistakes, we're very critical of it. But when we come to these Marvel movies, we know what Marvel is capable of.
Yeah,
We know
because
that they
they've done
could make
super
movies.
good films. Like
Yeah.
for instance, like somebody mentioned. Sorry, I'm barely skimming through the chat, so I didn't really see what somebody said. But they pointed out Wolverine and Deadpool. That's a garbage film. It is fun as hell,
Yep.
but they grabbed a piece of time where it's like this would be hype. But in 10, 20 years from now, anybody who watches Wolverine and Deadpool from a different generation, they're not gonna feel anything from that movie.
Yeah, they're not
They're
gonna
like,
get
why?
it. Yeah.
Why was this such a big deal? If they even know that.
Yeah.
So what they should have done is like, if we're gonna have Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool together, regardless of their friendship and chemistry on screen, we need to write a very compelling story.
Hmm.
But you're gonna tell me that like, oh, it's Anchor being bullcrap. I'm like, so each universe is like that implies that each universe is averaged around 80 years old because as soon as that Anchor being dies, there goes that universe. And then you're gonna tell me that like everything in that stupid movie made sense.
Caesar, that's a good comment. He's like, imagine being an alien from Earth and your weakness is Earthanite and your dog's name is Eartho. That's pretty funny. I never thought of it that way.
Dude,
That's
that
actually really fucking
somebody
funny.
should do like a Spaceball type movie against like the Superman
Well, there is.
comics. Yeah.
Again, we go back to the comic books. There's Ulysses. Ulysses was this character that was
Talking
like
about a
Superman.
movie, dude.
Oh, my bad, my bad. There was this character who was an Earthling that was sent off to another planet in a different alternative universe where he lands in Kryptonite, and since he's or in Krypton, and since he lands there, everything.
Well, as Marlon Brando will say, Krypton.
Krypton, like Nestea or what a Lipton iced tea.
Yeah,
He lands on that planet and it's switched and it's just like that. It just reminds me of him. He beats the fuck out of Superman in a comic book. It's nuts, bro.
Yeah, with a name like Ulysses, man. You
remember that shit? The blonde-haired kid.
Yeah.
You remember that shit? Yeah, dude, that was fucking nuts.
Oh,
but again,
why didn't they make him like more like Hispanic looking?
Yeah.
Like with a name like Ulysses, dude.
Yeah, Ulysses and shit. They should have given blonde hair, blue eyes and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but there's
made
a
him
lot
look
of
German
stuff
and
that's
make
coming
him
out.
sound Latino.
I still think it's fucking crazy. So like the Doomsday trailer leaks, right? Or not leaks, but the real one came out. It's a great trailer.
The CGI is still dookie, but it does hype you up. You feel like not that it hypes you up completely, but you're like, I'm interested now. Just for Doctor Doom. You're like, okay, all right. Like I could see it. Like I might buy a ticket. That's what a trailer's supposed to do.
Yeah,
I still think the movie's gonna be crap, but like, we've talked about this on the channel, especially with the Lanterns trailer. The Lanterns trailer is a good example. Regardless if it's a good show, the Lanterns trailer made you not want to watch
that was the
show.
first thing. It kind of ruined it for me.
Yeah, like there was no green. They changed the lore completely. They made it look more true crime. There was no space. There was nothing that's related to anything we know about the Green Lanterns, and that's not to take away from it being a well-written show if it is.
Hopefully it is, yeah.
But it doesn't bring in that audience. It doesn't bring in the people who love Green Lantern. So what happens? Instead of being like, hey guys, like you have no idea what we got cooking. This is gonna be great. What did they say? Green is stupid.
Yeah, that pissed me off. I just saw that like the other day, actually.
And the only reason they apologize is because the writers of their favorite comic books were like, you guys are hacks. F you.
Yeah, fuck you. Yeah.
Yeah. And they're like, Oh, but I love you.
I
Yeah,
thought
but
we
F
didn't
you. I
mean
don't
it.
care if you love me.
The
Suck me
director said some
sideways,
shit
dude.
that was like,
Yeah, yeah.
I think I was too critical or too loose on this, and I should have been a little bit
Yeah,
better.
I
It's like,
didn't
nah,
mean
fuck you,
that. It's
bro.
like, no, you meant
Uh,
that, dude. Like you're pathetic. You wrote the
yeah,
Watchmen
yeah,
freaking series. Like you think
that's
I'm gonna
bad.
believe you're a good guy? And then you partnered up with Tom King. You think I believe you know comic books? Nah, F you.
Remind the Brown Lanterns. She's such funny. Remind me in a bit about Watchmen because I had a purpose on another show on based
Yeah,
on
yeah.
that because of the Doomsday stuff too. But I'm going back into the comments real quick because
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
um Caesar, my boy says
Little
Deadpool and Wolverine
C's.
was dope as fuck. And the thing is like it's a fun movie. It's a fucking fun movie.
Well, it's fun, but
But
it doesn't stand the
it
test of
doesn't have
time.
anything, right? It doesn't have any gravitas, which if you break it down to Time Runs Out, it was the same thing as the Deadpool comic book there. All he was doing was try to save his daughter, who he doesn't have his daughter in the films, but he has Wolverine. I guess that's his daughter. But like in the very end
Yeah.
of that comic book, the Deadpool universe where he has his daughter, it still ends in an incursion. Like it still ends. He's there and he hugs his daughter. They look up at the other planet and it fucking smashes in and they all die. And then so Deadpool does not make it into Secret Wars, right? So that was its way of Time Runs Out for him. At the end of this movie with Wolverine and Deadpool, he brings them all together, and then you're kind of like, okay, well, I guess this is it. They all congregate. Wolverine's there, X-23's there. There's kind of like a happy ending for these characters because they're all together again. And then boom, an incursion happens and it wipes them out. Deadpool again is not in Secret Wars, but he is because of the Thor trailer of him crying above him, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We know he's already set. But
No,
you
no.
know what's crazy is the
Yeah, yeah.
trailer kind of gives it to us where there is a leak that apparently at the very beginning, like Magneto fights Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and we theorized a long time ago that during Secret Wars that Tobey or Andrew was going to die. I said
they're gonna kill Toby. Like, look, because Sony just put out one of the reasons why. Well, maybe I guess it was like a leak. That apparently somebody from Sony's like, we're not allowed to make Spider-Man films even though they own the rights because Marvel MCU doesn't want any Spider-Man competing with their Spider-Man.
Yeah.
And my take from the Brand New Day, which by the way, one of the worst comics ever, followed by One More Day, which is also one of the worst comics ever. They just back-to-back stinkers, right?
Well, the guy fucking wrote it because he was trying to pick on the writer of that series, and he fucked his
like this movie was designed to kind of like, oh, now he has the best of all worlds. Like he's the ultimate Spider-Man for sure. He has his own web fluid. He has more Spidey sense. He stronger and all this. Like he's evolved and so it's like because I know it's not the comic accurate, but I've always thought that it made way more sense for him to not be super genius, but be smart and have his own powers, like the web shooting out from him. You know, like I thought that always made more sense. You know, I'm not so crazy to be like, no, it has to be completely accurate where it has to shoot out of his butthole, and like you know, but it always made more sense because actually, you know, it was Tobey Maguire that suggested that, right?
Out of his butt?
No, the like organic web fluid.
Oh yeah, because the comic book had it to where he always used it off of the
no. Yeah, but you know why Tobey Maguire said that?
Because it's more inconvenient for him to reload.
No. It wasn't that. Tobey Maguire said like, well, if he's supposed to be, you know, his aunt and his uncle are struggling financially, and he's this much of a genius, like, why can't he just create some product that is gonna make the millions of dollars? If he could create like the spider fluid, you know, like he's that much of a genius that he could. Well, what happened? What happened?
Hayden Panettiere dies at age 36.
Who's that?
Holy fuck, dude! Save the hero. Here, I'll put it up. It just came on.
What?
And my vial came out and put this. No way, bro! I'm such a huge fan of this chick from Heroes. Like,
yeah, Heroes was awesome.
That was such a great show, man. She lived a pretty crazy life, actually. Whoa, at 36, dude. No way. 2 hours ago, Hater died was an immigration. They're not gonna put how she passed away. I don't think anybody would, but it's going to be some type of abuse, right?
I don't know,
Like
man. I don't know
substance
her
abuse or
life.
something. My goodness, that sucks.
That's
Save the cheerleader, save the
36,
world, bro.
man.
Save the cheerleader, save the world. She was a
Yeah.
great that show. If you guys have not seen Heroes, you missed out. The first two
Well,
seasons,
the
first
first
season
two
for
seasons were
sure.
solid. Everything else was kind of dookie.
But that was during the original
Yeah,
writers block.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. She lived such a crazy life, dude. Like, she had there was always like these concepts that she came up with a lot of abuse, like from her family,
Mhm.
and then later on, like she, lived a pretty strange life. She released a tell-all book on Hollywood. No way, dude. And then
Oh,
for her to die at
oh,
36, that's
crazy.
insane.
Like that happens quite a bit where somebody exposes Hollywood and then
Yep, and then they pass
is
away. And she was part of a huge thing that a lot of people in the conspiracy world that follow like the crazy day, crazy nights
yeah,
vlogs and all that stuff. There was even theories that like other actors like RDJ and all these or Robert Downey Jr. would come out and be like trying to expose like all the bad things that came with it because she
yeah,
was there was people that were theorizing that she was kind of like connected to like this abuse ring, and that's why
mhm.
she married Klitschko. And then Klitschko divorces her because she was into abuse as like a kink, and then he wasn't into that
Like
stuff.
S&M.
Yeah, but like hard bad because of her like abuse history back. It's like super crazy rabbit hole kind of like red shoes kind of stuff. If you guys follow like the Epstein stuff, like and all those things where it gets deeper into like the I don't know, you don't want to get too into it because it gets like muddied with like crazy eyes wide
Yeah,
shut
yeah.
stuff, right? But apparently she was into this and like what are the odds? Like I would tell people about this all the time where she was one of the people upcoming that was part of abuse and all this other stuff and then dies at 36 out of nowhere, dude, during like the rise and fall of all this like coming out of Hollywood. That's insane, dude. That's insane. My brother's gonna be heartbroken because he's a bigger Heroes fan than I am. But that's sad to see, especially at 36. What a yeah, what a sad day. That's crazy.
Dude.
Damn, during the
But
show too, man. God
yeah.
damn.
Before what I was saying about Tobey Maguire is that he actually was a Spider-Man fan reading the comics. And he always pointed that out as well. Like just like me, I was like, dude, this doesn't make sense. Like it's great, it's cool, it's original, but the spider like the web fluids is it's kind of like and I understood Stan Lee's like thinking and all the other writers thinking. It was kind of like Iron Man.
Doesn't have iron.
uh no, like
Because of his heart thing.
his heart thing,
Rock
he had like
reactor.
chips that he had to like batteries that had to run out and then he had to replace and whatnot.
Which I thought
That's why
was
he could
good.
climb Mount Everest and everything, which they eventually changed it in Iron Man 2, but it was deteriorating. So it's like, oh, he's been living with this for a while,
Yeah.
and but then he had to create the newer element
Mhm.
and that's how it got fixed, right?
Yep.
But the I digress. Like one of Spider-Man Brand New Day, I think it was to like kind of shut down the conversation of Sony doing Spider-Man 4 or Spider-Man 3 Andrew Garfield and Spider-Man 4 Tobey Maguire with Sam Raimi because they
Mhm.
were all on board, but now it's all hush hush. Now I'll tell you what, the one thing, and here's why I think the Doomsday trailer is getting people, um, and for the right reason. The trailer, unlike and including the Brand New Day trailer, you know, I'd say the Brand New Day and Doomsday did one thing that none of the MCU projects have been doing since I would probably say the first Avengers movie trailer is the trailer takes itself seriously. There's
Yeah.
no gotcha jokes, there's no camera jokes,
No.
nothing like super duper funny. It's just like, dude, this is serious. Like things are happening.
Yep.
Endgame didn't even get a trailer, right? Like it barely got a trailer. It was all CGI stuff that they kind of mixed in so that you didn't know what was going on. And they only like the trailer was only based off the first like 5 minutes or so, which is nice.
Yeah, for once.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's based off it for once. But yeah, like yeah, there's a couple of things that are kind of like I thought was very catching because earlier we talked about how someone said that Wolverine and Deadpool was like their favorite thing that was coming out of like the recent films, right? And I think in the
Yeah.
leaks, it's that like the first couple of minutes, like apparently Wolverine's gonna get killed off. And in my mind,
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, bro, how do you do that to like one of like the main
It's so
like
they could introduce a newer, fresher X-Men, and again, it's just to solidify, like, yeah, all these multiverse stuff that we were doing, yeah, that's done. We're not doing that no
we're
more.
not doing it anymore?
That's which is fine. That's
So,
what, like,
so
again, I
do you
love Hugh
think-
Jackman as Wolverine,
yeah, of
but
course.
no actor is above the role.
Yeah, of course.
Like everybody was still,
Chadwick Boseman.
huh?
Chadwick Boseman's above the role.
Yeah, no, he ain't above the role, man. It's a travesty that he never got to play Black Panther.
Yep.
He only got to play Black Panther in Civil War, and that was it.
Yep.
Like we, how do I put it?
Kindly.
Like when Henry Cavill was in Wolverine Deadpool, right, as the Calverine,
Oh,
everybody was like, I'd be okay with this,
of course they would because they suck.
dude.
No, it's
To
just,
me, it was fine.
but no. It's just what I mean by that is like people don't really genuinely care. They don't give a fuck. They just want to see what they want to see. So it's just the fact that it's Henry Cavill.
Like-
You could have put him as Wanda, and they would have been like, "I'm okay with this."
No. I would have
Yes,
been
they
okay with
would've.
it
They
because
could've
I'm
been
like,
Vision.
oh, I don't like the how wacky they did the hair, because I think they did that on purpose. Like,
It was a joke. Yeah, it was a
like
joke.
yeah, but it worked, and it was like, oh, I felt like that was like Wolverine a little bit, like it wasn't too crazy. It was like he was playing the Hugh Jackman Wolverine. He wasn't playing the comic Wolverine, right?
Yeah, but it could have been Daniel Radcliffe too, and it would have been the same thing.
Nah, I don't think so. I think people were
It
laughing
would have been the same
because
joke.
it was like when we saw Hugh Jackman as the comic accurate, they made him even shorter than what he would be in the comics.
Mhm.
They made him with a goofy part in the middle, with the small tiny. They made him a Santa's elf to be
Mhm.
like, see how ridiculous it would be comic accurate. Like, no,
Yeah.
sorry,
5'3",
but
accurate.
like we can't have a 5'5" Wolverine. Like we can have a 5'8" Wolverine. We don't need a
Mhm.
6'2" Wolverine. Okay, like we don't need the height to be comic accurate. We need the character to be more comic accurate. And it's great that Hugh Jackman played Wolverine, but we can also move on and have somebody else play Wolverine. I don't think Henry Cavill's the choice to do it. But if we were going to move on to another Wolverine that's also older, closer to Hugh Jackman's age, Henry Cavill would be a fine choice.
We're not gonna want that.
But I'm okay with a 30-year-old actor that is, roided out, maybe not that tall, plays Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Because we care more about the story, and then hopefully every actor fits the role.
Yeah.
Like funny enough, the first X-Men we get introduced to is Jean Grey. Character sucks. The actress doesn't fit the role. She plays the same character she played in Stranger Things.
Yep.
She's ugly as hell. Ugliest Jean Grey we've had. And yet all the other casting, aside from maybe one, all looks like great casting.
Do you feel like they should have gone with the other redhead kid? The one that came out in Dungeons and Dragons? Or It?
I didn't watch either of those movies.
Fuck. I'll bring up a picture.
Yeah. For Jean Grey?
Yeah. It.
I feel like they should have chosen somebody that at least looked good. I'm sick of seeing ugly
Beverly
people on
Marsh.
screen.
Yeah. Beverly Marsh. This chick. Beverly Marsh. She was in, let me see. Like I said, she was in It. And she's kind of really popular right now also.
Go with the long hair. Let me see the long hair. She's better looking. I would believe her more. She looks like a real, like she has somewhat not manly, but like a tougher appearance where she looks more feminine.
Yeah, I was gonna say she has a softer
like no, she has a soft but like mature appearance. When the other chick doesn't look anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
She looks like a child. And obviously she's evil.
Well, yeah, of course.
Like obviously they're playing. Oh, like go back up, right there on it, like her older version.
Oh
I
yeah,
would have been
yeah.
okay with her being Jean Grey.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. This chick would have been cool, but she's a little bit older. This is
Yeah, but like
she's the
obviously,
chick that made the
yeah.
Mandalorian episodes. That's the director. She's from Jurassic Park.
Seriously, ugh.
Yeah, she's the I
Effort.
forgot her name, but she's the
No,
director
she's
of
not
Howard.
Jurassic Park. No,
Never-
wrong chick.
Are you sure?
Wrong chick. Yeah, because the chick that did the Mandalorian episodes, she's the Gwen Stacy on Spider-Man 3.
No, she's the director.
I know, but she played Gwen Stacy in Spider-Man 3, and then she did Jurassic World. It's a different actress.
What does it say? Actress
That other actress is harder than her.
Howard. Isn't this her?
That's not the same chick, dude.
She can play Jean Grey.
She could play Jean Grey, yeah.
She's awesome in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
She looks like the older version that the chick from the original X-Men movie played, like that age.
Yeah. But she's big right now.
Is she really?
Yeah.
I think she's super. So that's not the same chick.
Oh, she's beautiful, man. Yeah, not.
Oh yeah. This isn't the right chick.
Yeah, like this. She has a booty chin.
Yeah. She got the cliff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that girl, I think any of those girls could probably do Jean Grey.
Dude, at least better than that chick.
But it's just the writing. I think Sadie Sink would have done fine.
No, she wouldn't have done fine because her acting ability is so limited. Man. She just only knows how to play the mad version of herself from Stranger Things, and that's it.
But I think too, like this chick, she's gonna grow into this character really well. That's what I think. I think down the road it'll be a lot better, but for right now it's a little bit. Aaron says, "Boys, it looks like on average you can spend 500 million on a movie and gross 500 mil. The math is you double your money. Why don't studios fill writing rooms with true comic nerds and write canon?" You would assume that would be the best idea
because they have an agenda for most of their stuff, dude. They want people that they could control. Like, think about it this way: you can get the same level of acting with the people they're hiring that are not famous at all, that would probably do a better job because they want it more, and you could pay them less and still make more of a profit with the same damn story, obviously. But they still think the like Hollywood has always been behind the times. They still think that Hollywood is how do you say, they think that superstars are still alive. The superstar, like, oh, if we get, Denzel Washington, that's enough to sell tickets. No, it ain't. There's no more superstars. Tom Cruise is one of the last ones. You could say maybe Denzel Washington. You could say a few. Christian Bale, maybe if he's the star, but no, like there's no more superstar. And Derp, you just outed yourself, man. You haven't been watching the show.
Yeah, we saw that Derpy like 10 minutes ago. It's pretty sad, it is. But yeah, I think the idea is the concept of like that's awesome. Yeah, like the so I don't even, I just lost my train of thought. They're not gonna be filling out writers' rooms or anything like that because they have to fulfill an agenda as to what the executives are asking them to do and whatnot. And the thing is you got a lot of these people that kind of like they infiltrated all of these IPs with their own ideals while thinking that they're bigger and better than those IPs themselves, which they're not, and they'll never be. A lot of these people that are crying and complaining when something fails, like right now, you have a big fall right now in Halo because they just redid Halo and they put a bunch of nonsense in it.
Dude, it sucks so hard. I played it, beat it all on Legendary. It's a trash game. It has nothing to do with any of the Halos that came before.
Well, they had the situation where they added a bunch of nonsense to it, like a bunch of
woke stuff. No, right? they added woke stuff, but all they did was try to do they didn't care at all about the details. They're like, oh, if we change this map and make it look like more graphics and make it pretty, people are gonna gravitate to it. But then it's like, they went past the woke stuff. They went even more. If you play on Legendary, I don't know, I played it on Legendary only. I didn't do anything else. when you're killing, you know how you could kill the Marines and then they'll turn on you
Mm-hmm.
in the first mission. You can't kill any of the women.
Of course you can't.
You can't kill any, which is insane. And then Cortana looks like a dude, and her design is whack. Like they changed up the lines, they changed up voice actors.
Well, they Last of Us did it. They just changed it to the Last of Us game.
Yeah.
You know
no,
what I mean?
And
Like,
dude, and this game sucks because like sometimes the blast radius is ridiculous. Sometimes you'll die out of nowhere. There's bugs everywhere. But also they didn't pay attention to like, will this game be fun?
mm-hmm.
You know, even like multiple of the old Bungie devs that like worked on Halo CE 2 and 3, Reach and ODST, they're all like, this is not Halo. This is pathetic. Like they didn't even care about how to play the game.
Yeah, well, they didn't build it as game creators for gamers. They built it as game creators for some fucking agenda bullshit, and they fucked it up. And that's just all it is. Is they're gonna continue to fuck things up because that's what they do.
Dude,
and all these
like,
people.
What if Tom Cruise is Magneto, dude?
Right now, it doesn't matter who they choose. They could choose goddamn fucking. I don't even care. Robert Downey Jr. to be Magneto, and it wouldn't even matter anymore.
Dude, Robert Downey Jr. should do like a Eddie Murphy, just like every
100%.
character is him.
I mean, they're gonna pay him $1 million. It's gonna be like you're gonna bring another actor.
100 million.
Yeah,
paying 100
might as well
dude.
pay him to pay like 4 roles or whatever. Fucking dog water. Pardon my French. 100%.
No, because they said that like he said that they're selling true fans dog water. It's because they think they're smarter than the fans, and it's so backwards to me because it's like if you think that this comic is so popular that you could make billions if you make a movie off of it, aren't you going off the fact that people supported this comic? So why not just adapt that comic?
Yep.
You know, but no, they try to utilize the character because they think everybody who reads comics is an idiot, so that they gravitate towards, like, if we just put this character on screen, all these morons will come, but then we could get everybody else by throwing out our agenda and making them watch our garbage movies. And it's just a money churning machine instead of like, we are trying to create a story for the people that will inspire them to, you know, have some hope in humanity, have some, maybe not even inspire, just like get them out of the rut they're in and just have some entertainment value in their lives where they can escape from the reality, which is life, you know. So they don't, you know, fucking make out with a desert eagle, you know.
Yeah, it's nonsense. and the thing is they're going to continue to wreck it. I saw that there's a huge disagreement with like what is it, Warner Brothers and Paramount and all this.
It's not Warner Brothers and Paramount. It's like something else holding up the merger.
I had to put my son to sleep. Did you guys talk about the end credit scene for Spider-Man? Not yet. It's very silly. But
it's very silly. Like,
yeah,
how does Ned have the technology to scan another, or like have, because the whole point of that stupid machine is so people to track it. Like,
well, they have to call in. Yeah, they had to call.
I saw Spider-Man. Like, boom! Like, so then he could like track
space.
Yeah, who called in space?
It's gonna be Rocket Raccoon. Tell
and
me,
then if you scan it, and by the way, how does Rocket Raccoon know? And if you're scanning it, and like you could scan a human, like, do you have a satellite that will connect somebody in space so you can know what Spider-Man is over there?
Yeah, it's silly.
Yeah, and like obviously they're like, oh, it's Tobey Maguire Spider-Man.
But Tobey Maguire's dead apparently. So it's Andrew Garfield. If not,
no, he's not dead yet. He's not dead yet.
Look, I'm telling you 100%, and I know no one's gonna.
They're gonna kill him off. They're gonna kill him off.
No, it's Miles Morales.
Is it?
You cannot have fucking Battle World without Miles Morales. You have one Peter and you have one Spider-Man, Miles Morales.
I don't discredit that because in No Way Home, Jamie Foxx made a reference to it. Maybe there's a black Spider-Man somewhere else, but I don't think they're gonna kill off Tom Holland's Spider-Man right now.
No, they're not, but it's because both of them are there. In Battle World, both of them work together. They're the two characters that go and meet Owen Reese the first time. And then fucking Miles has a cheeseburger in his pocket and he gives it to Owen Reese, who now is the devourer.
Dude, I could go for a cheeseburger right now, I gotta tell you.
Well, he has the Galactus hunger because he takes that power set in. So he gives him the cheeseburger, and Owen Reese is like, thank you, I owe you one. And then when they rewrite the all new, all different, Miles has his parents back. They're not dead. And he makes it to where they live in the new universe without there being problems. Because again, Miles was a Ultimates Universe character. The Ultimates Universe got destroyed, but they were like, racial appropriation. We have a black Spider-Man now. How do we keep him? So they were like, Owen Reese, the reality bender. He gave him a hamburger. Of course he's gonna fucking bring him his whole shit back to life and make his life way better. Yeah, I think Leonardo DiCaprio should be Miles Morales.
I think Ryan Gosling should play all black characters in the MCU.
Yeah, I agree. I'm with it. That would be so funny.
But like, okay, let me ask you a hypothetical. Let's say Doomsday hits it out of the park. You know, like
it's going to. It's already sold out.
No, not financially. I'm talking about story wise. I'm talking about we're back to comic accuracy. You know, there's insurgents. We're going to. No, I'm saying hypothetically. Okay, very big hypothetical. Let's say Doomsday along with Secret Wars, they do their MCU thing and then brings it back to like, we can actually start predicting things off the comics where they're going to do
good,
accurate comic adaptations where we trust them. Yep. Do you think that would be enough for you to be like thinking on good terms?
Yeah, I think so. It was the first 10 years, because I told you before how like I've been on the fence about maintaining like the podcast after the whole. We talked about this before. I've talked about it with Brian and Trigger and stuff with my close personal friends, where it's like I've been doing this for more than 8 years already almost when it comes to the podcast. And I have a great time, but like I'm like, well, what do I do after Doomsday and Secret Wars? That's supposed to be the pinnacle of Marvel comic book everything, and then boom, Kevin Feige had came out and was like reboot, and now is saying no reboot, but is saying it won't be a reboot, but we'll recast. But we're not going to recast because this character has to be younger. So we're going to kind of reboot, but recast, reboot. And then the X-Men. And it's like, bro, we've been doing this for 20 years and you've had no X-Men. And now you're going to bring them in and be like another 20 years of like, oh, the X-Men saga. And the X-Men saga, for what it's worth, if you're out there and you like the X-Men, good on you, but it fucking sucks. It fucking blows. They couldn't even get X-Men 97 right, and it was easy as fuck to write. Bunch of people fighting the idea that no one likes them, and just do the right things and have a little bit of compelling story by fucking off with some of them. But then they went and made this the sort of Krakoa, X of Sword, 10 of X, Krakoa Island. They made these like mutants that can bring anyone back to life.
I haven't seen season 2.
Well, no, that's not even. This is a comic book. I'm just talking about the comic book. The comic books fucked the X-Men up like a million times.
Oh, duh, dude! Like,
and that's what
it hasn't been. X-Men comics haven't been good since the '90s, dude. Like, what?
And that's what you're telling me. So the only part that we get up to that's good was the Phoenix Saga. The Phoenix Saga was by far the pinnacle of X-Men writing in the comics. That's what brought fans to X-Men, and that was based on the '90s cartoon that '97 is based on. Then past that, it gets to Days of Future Past. They already
that's the thing, and to go off Billy Barnett's point about like what he should have been a Fantastic Four villain first.
Yep.
They don't care about us comic book nerds, even though we're the ones that you should be catering to, because it's only popular because we made it popular.
Yeah, it doesn't even need to be catered to us. It's that we appreciate the mastery that they did for the stuff.
Yeah, like, and they did have respect before.
The first 10 years.
They did have respect for like I would say the first 9. You know, they had some stinkers here and there. Cool. They had some stinkers here and there. Endgame was a bullcrap film.
But for what it's worth, the 10 years to Infinity War to Endgame.
It was a great run. It was a great.
They can't get that.
It was the biggest achievement in cinematic history.
Yeah, the biggest trilogy ever
in all of cinema history.
Phoenix Saga
it's the biggest accomplishment there's ever been.
Boy D.
Okay, like it's possible that we're never gonna get anything ever close to that ever again.
But if the Marvel Universe came back and got close to the comics and started respecting and doing the same thing they did, like they did in the first 9 years, I'm okay with that, because they have to do it right for the X-Men. Because the moment they start initiating the Krakoa story into the films, I will vouch on it right now and bet money that's when it starts to fuck up bad the X-Men. And it's already starting with the way they made Jean Grey.
Yeah, and so like we always hear about the pendulum swinging, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's eventually going to get back to the good stuff. That's why like I look at it as like, for instance, your show, the Average Boys podcast, not as like, oh, it's time for us to crap on movies and it's about news. I look at it as like it's also an opportunity to show people who have never read these comics and like kind of give them that knowledge that we have. Like, hey, go out and read these comics, because then it's like that building up a militia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, hey, hold up, you guys are adapting people who have never read comics and they're loving the MCU and they're like, wait a minute, this comic was way better.
Yeah, of course.
Than this. Like, why don't you do this?
Why didn't you do this?
And then you're gonna start seeing that they're disrespecting you as an intelligent human being as well. Then we can all get together and then make them realize, hey, you can't play around with this no more. You can't. The normies are becoming less and less that are going to these films, and now you have cultivated a bigger fandom that has surpassed you. So if you don't respect us, your fandom, your moneymaker, isn't going to be paying up.
Yeah, straight.
You know, we're not going to pay you no more to make garbage films.
Yeah.
Because eventually that's where the pendulum will start swinging, is when enough people are like, hey, we're no longer normies. We have been reading the comics.
And we're educated.
Yeah. And thanks to you, MCU, like these people are starting to read the comics. And then thanks to you, Chris P, making the podcast and like everybody else that's out there, you know, like that's pointing out the real comics and what people should read and what storylines they're pulling from and the disrespect that MCU is causing. Everybody's going to be able to understand. And then again, we're going to take away a lot of the normies, because those normies will be converted into real fans.
Like real people that really genuinely like the material. Again, I've still done business with this for a long time. And in the podcast, I get people to be like, nah, bro, you're just too much of a cynical at needing it to be part of the source material. And I'm like, but the source material was good. You can put it in high schools and teach it for master classes in literature. Why would I not want to adapt that correctly?
Yeah, and it's also like there's the adaptations where, you know, at this point we all want copy and paste because we're done with this stuff.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking nonsense.
But we were okay with the adaptations because before, like for instance, Civil War, the movie, it's a fantastic movie. It's one of the best MCU movies, but it's nothing to do with Civil War. It's Civil War in name only.
Nothing. And it was,
but they gave a lot of respect with the tools that they had from those shows, other than Spider-Man being on the wrong side, because he would be on Captain America's side. He would hate Tony Stark, which that's a whole other conversation in and of itself. But it was like, there's respect, you know, there's adaptation that's like, hey, we're taking it from this. We can't adapt it fully, maybe from licensing issues, whatever, but we're going to give the fans their due. Awesome. They did that with, I think, the first Avengers movie. One of the greatest movies, like superhero movies ever.
Solid.
And it's great writing, man. It's great writing. And so there's also the other part of like, yeah, it might be a terrible adaptation, but at least they didn't insult our intelligence, and they actually made a coherent story and a great movie.
Yep.
You know, it might be like Homecoming. It might be a bad Spider-Man film, but it's a great film in and of itself.
Billy says it right there. Part of the issue is that they skip straight to the newer comics, which just are not good. And again,
they aren't as good. They are complete trash compared to the original.
It's like I told you. Can you imagine? We're going to get a part of this Doomsday movie / into Battle World where Ironheart defeats Doom.
Yeah.
Like, can you imagine that? Ironheart, the shittiest comic book that has come out in like decades. And I'm not shitting on the idea of creating a new character. I'm coming on the concept of like shoehorning a character that's like by verbatim, because the writer wants it, is then smarter than everyone else that's already established as smart because of their actions in the comics, not because they purposely said it. Or
they made her more intelligent than Reed Richards.
And then going to a teacher in the story with the character, and the teacher being like, oh no, by all means, like I don't have any ill will towards you because you're of a color or anything. I want you to be successful. And she's like, nah, but tell me I'm going to be a failure because I'm black. And it's like, the teacher's like, No, I don't. I don't think that. I think you're highly intelligent. She's
Yeah.
like almost like fabricating the idea of oppression, which then goes into the fucking the movie or the
Well,
series.
that's just
It's
reality of today. Like people
trash,
are like, I need reparations. I'm like, you were never a slave. Like if your
bro.
ancestors were like,
Even just not getting into that,
yeah,
the character of
no, no, yeah.
Ironheart in the comics is complete
Well, like,
utter
well, I'm
garbage.
saying I'm pointing that out is because they are trying to take all these non-real world experiences because people don't have real world experiences no more that are
Yeah,
writing these things.
yeah, of
Like,
course.
you know, you look go back to the writers. They went through World War One, World War Two. They went through,
Yeah, yeah. They had
like
experiences
some
that helped them be
big
better.
stuff. Like this. Like there's one writer, I forgot his name, but like he like was kidnapped at one point and he
Well,
was like tortured,
look at the
like
concept
stuff
we
like
talked
that.
about it too. The Lord of the Rings
Yeah,
with Christopher Lee when he's talking about getting stabbed in the lungs
yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
yeah, if he never experienced that in real life, he could never really tell you what happens. And Peter Jackson was like, "Fuck, that was crazy. I've never even thought it would be like that." You
Yeah,
know what I
and then
mean?
he
And then
was
they
like, "All
kept
right,
it.
I'm gonna let you run with it,
Yeah,
Christopher
yeah.
Lee, because
Like
it's
it
more
takes
realistic."
those opportunities and like you said, experiences to be able to write good
Yeah,
things. And
and it's not that you need to go through some crap, but you need to be objective. It can't be your life experiences either,
you know what's
because
crazy is
yeah,
like
yeah,
I think I told you about the Ironheart situation where like me and Brian were arguing about how Ironheart was such a bad show. And
yeah,
Brian, for that moment, was arguing, like, nah, you're just not giving it a chance. And then the last episode came out, and Brian was like, look, dude, the only reason why I did that is because we needed some dichotomy. You and I talk about dichotomy in the
uh,
conversation, some agreeing and some not agreeing. But the crazy part is, like, one of our other friends was like super hyped on Ironheart being good. And
uh,
Brian was agreeing with him for those moments. And in actuality, Brian really wasn't agreeing with it. He was only doing it for
yeah.
semantics. And my other friend was completely sold that this show was great. And it just wasn't. And this is, I'll segue with this into another part that I needed to ask based on Doomsday. So on Doomsday, they talked about the witches, this
Mhm.
concept of them, Doom having like some people that are around him, the Doom, the, Wanda, Agatha, and all this stuff, Death, or whoever it's supposed to be. A friend of mine texted me or had put up a thing about how Agatha all along and Wanda and Vision Quest are going to be needing to be like this necessity material to watch going into Doomsday and Secret Wars. And I told him
No,
that's nonsense. They're only doing that because the show was unsuccessful. And then
and
my
they're
friend
also
went on
only
to
doing
say,
that because they kind of screwed up, saying like we're not gonna have any shows or movies in between
well, hold
Doomsday and
on.
Secret
But
Wars too.
before my friend
Yeah,
says, no, that's not right because Agatha was put up for some Academy Awards or some Oscars or whatever, and it was highly accepted as like the best Disney streaming plus service other than Loki. And I saw the entire show when it came out, and I wasn't impressed. And I thought it was a shit move for them to use Wiccan and Death to be put in that show to a character that was only like 5, 6, 8 comic books in the Marvel universe and
yeah, yeah.
never came back and was never used. Like, and then be told like, oh well, she was Franklin Richards' nanny, but it's only for like 3 comics. Like you're talking about 1,000 comic books released in almost a year, and this stupid cunt only comes out twice or 3 times, only to
Yep.
be told like, no, 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 you don't understand. She takes care of the most important person in the Marvel universe, and I'm like, well, that's Ulysses also. Does that mean Ulysses deserves to be in the
Hmm.
comics? Not Superman's Ulysses, the Inhuman Ulysses, which was
Hmm.
the kid that was in Civil War II that had to be taken by the Celestials because he could see outcomes even though they weren't real. Like, why would you take a dude that can somewhat see the future, but it can be alternate, like not the real
Hmm.
future? Like, that's a ridiculous fucking power to have. Like to almost be able to tell what the future has in store and someone manipulate it. It's like, why does that guy need
Yeah.
to go into the cosmics if you could fuck it up? Like, you know what I mean? Imagine Infinity or imagine one of the Celestials having the power to kind of throw fireballs that could destroy a planet. Kind of. Kind of. You would be like, fuck that guy. Like, just put him in a fucking cell and forget about him. Like,
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
that guy. Like, he's not gonna sit on a Pantheon because he can kind of throw fireballs that can destroy planets. I don't need kind of. I need a fucking real person that could do some, you know what I mean? Like, And that was this character Ulysses.
Yeah,
Like, does that mean that character needs to be in the Marvel universe with alongside when they show us the Infinity characters all together? Sooner or later, we're gonna get that. We're gonna get it to where it's the Celestials, Infinity, the In-Betweener, Master Chaos, and Master Order, like all of those weird fucking pantheon gods. And then there's this one random little inhuman dude just standing there, and you're gonna be like, "Yo, who the fuck is that guy? Like, why is he important?" That's the same concept as this Agatha bitch. Like, she has nothing to do about the fucking comic books. Like, she's not important at all. But why is it they're saying like now you need Agatha all along to understand?
Well, like
Battleworld and
this is
Secret
what
Wars?
they've done. They try to take a lot of these women and give them the powers or the accolades of other male characters. You know, like Agatha, they're trying to take some of her stuff, some of the stuff from Mephisto, and add it to Agatha.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. Yep.
So
Yep.
so it's like they're trying to erase other characters that were freaking phenomenal to give it to these crappy characters that nobody cares about.
Landmark and
But
taking their
because
landmarks.
yeah, because they're the DEI hires, they're the diversity, they're the inclusion bullcrap, and again, it's all their agenda stuff. Like they don't even know what they've done. Like you know, they added Sentry. Is Sentry gonna be in Doomsday?
Yes.
Is he?
Yep.
What about the Eternals? Huh?
Nah, they're not cool enough, bro.
They're not putting the Celestials in Doomsday.
Nah, they're not strong enough. Doomsday would kick, they'd flick his nuts or something.
They're stronger than all of the Avengers that currently exist, other
I
than
was
Thor,
like,
maybe.
sometimes
and
that I
Hulk.
always tell, I would always like kind of like they'd always pick on me, Trigger and Brian. I
Yeah,
tell
yeah.
them about the landmarks in the Marvel universe, and one of them came out in one of the leaks recently that I was like, I'm telling you, bro. So apparently, Doctor Doom is gonna help take away the void from the Century, right? Which makes zero fucking sense. Zero fucking sense. But fine, whatever. So that way he can be the Century, and then the Century is gonna use his abilities to hold two planets apart from the incursion. Mind you, that's what my favorite character, Hyperion, did with the Squadron Supreme
Yeah.
when his world was going to explode. And I told him, you cannot have time runs out without the Thor and Hyperion thing at the end when it's them two battling to the end of time. Because it was one of the most badass fucking moments in comic book history as a splash page, with the sound of thunder and the crash of lightning in the distance. Two gods fell. Like that was nuts.
Well, like you say that, but you know they'll do something else because they,
Well, they're already gonna switch with the Century.
you know,
so
they didn't make it so that like Captain America died during Civil War, because that's when he dies. You know, like it wasn't the hand of an enemy.
Yeah, but they didn't even have all this stuff from.
It don't matter that you know
Sharon
they
Carter-
could have done it. They're like also Iron Man never killed Thanos in the comics.
Yeah.
You know, like Thanos' motivation was to impress Lady Death, which was sort of pussy, dude.
Yeah.
Like that was his motivation.
Which Iron Man actually gets killed by a fake version of Thanos that's a female, anyways. Gets his head fucking ripped off. But then again, they didn't have Adam Warlock, and then they gave Adam Warlock to that fucking idiot James Gunn, and then he just did the same thing that he did to Superman, which is just destroy their characters.
Yeah, and like and that's actually a good point, because the Guardians of the Galaxy 3, it's not a good adaptation at all, but it's a good movie. But it's a decent movie. It's well written. You know, it's a fun time. But overall, like it doesn't really insult your intelligence that much. It insults your comic book intelligence.
Yeah.
So it's like
But
one
it's
of those
not
things
based on
that's like
anything.
it's really hard for people to grasp your critique on Guardians of the Galaxy 3 and number 2, but
Because it's not connected.
because you can't disregard that like it's one of the better written movies of the MCU.
Yep.
But it's
that's what
also
James
one of the
Gunn does,
most
is he's able to
comic
take
inaccurate movies.
Yeah, he's able to take obscure characters that have no real background and kind of like fuck with them in a lot of ways.
Well, he
He's
did
good
great with the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie. He did awesome.
Mhm.
And then like he took some liberties, great, but he did really good. And I'm not like the Guardians of the Galaxy expert. I would never will be. Like I'm not gonna claim that. I read like maybe a comic or two, Jack Kirby, just because there was like I think everybody who's a comic fan, you eventually go through a Jack Kirby phase with like you know, Dark Side and DC, and then Gods and Monsters, all that stuff. You know, And I believe he's the Watchman as well, right? It's a Jack Kirby
Alan Moore.
comic, huh?
Alan Moore.
Alan Moore. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Who again
Um,
didn't like any of the adaptations of the Watchmen,
yeah.
minus the movie. Then the fuck up that they did in the fucking HBO Max series.
Oh yeah. The HBO Max series was atrocious.
Yeah.
Atrocious. But yeah, man. Like dude.
There was talks. Vince Weaver is the second person that talks about it. I think Billy might have mentioned it, or Aaron. The Annihilus wave was supposed to be another idea, but they just ran out of time. They were trying to shoehorn all these like insane fucking villains with insane powers,
Yeah.
but it's just like by chance you just can't, because they try to make every one of them like a multiverse or galaxy ending situation that everybody just takes on the chin and goes back to work Monday. Again, there was a moment that giant celestials appeared on the planet and stole like 4 people out of like the New York park, out of like houses, and just ripped them into space. And people just stood there and then kept going on jogs. Like by now, the entire MCU is just a place where people are either killing themselves or like just don't know how to live because something world always ending happens the next day. Like, look at how our world itself freaked out with the coronavirus. Like a virus that was, that was manageable, at least to say the most, right? Mind you, imagine something like the Century happening in your hometown where people are literally getting turned to fucking shadows and you don't know what the fuck is happening. Like, how do you survive that or witness that? And then your boss says, wow, that was a crazy weekend. See you Monday at work. Don't be late.
Yeah.
Like, no therapy, no, what do I do? I'm scared.
So pretty much like being in the military.
Yeah, what do you do? Like, what do you do? Thanos like destroying.
Like thanks for killing all these people and watching your best friend get blown up.
Yeah.
Now go work at like McDonald's. Like,
yeah.
what?
Now see you. We need milk. Go buy milk for the house.
Yeah, and
tomorrow.
then watch people complain about their feelings.
Yeah. Like how do you survive a planet like that? Like, you had the Galactus in that one fucking planet.
Nobody acts like a normal human being in the MCU. Like, for instance, this is something that not a lot of people point out. Like, okay, in Brand New Day, Michelle Jones, right? Fake MJ. She doesn't have any existential crisis. She doesn't freak out. She doesn't question when she's like, holy crap, my privacy was infiltrated. Like I feel exposed. You mess with my brain and mess with other people's brain without permission. That is very morally bankrupt.
It's a crazy
I also told you I can't remember stuff, and then you kissed me and I kissed you back. That's when somebody else was taking over my body. Like a normal human being would be freaking out over this stuff. Like, oh my gosh, like what is happening? Like imagine if you're finding out that you're schizophrenic and then like some of the people you've been talking to were never there.
Yeah.
Like you don't think there's gonna be like some sort of existential crisis where you're gonna be freaking out, you're gonna need some therapy, maybe you're not gonna trust the people that's around you, because it's like, how do you trust Peter Parker after he confessed to you that you guys dated and stuff? But what if like that was your first sexual experience that you don't know about,
you don't remember or whatever?
Like, is some of you're gonna be asking questions in your mind, like, my withholding, is this guy like a psychopath, or like am I withholding because of some of the stuff this guy did to me, and I can never love anybody, but I can't love him either because I don't love him? Or
how do you even know everything?
Like, she didn't even think through. First of all, it was stupid that Peter Parker was talking to her the way he did. But how do you think through, like, oh, I'm going to confess to Peter Parker or Spider-Man, hey, my boyfriend just called. He says I'm withholding, but that's because I am withholding, but he shouldn't say I'm withholding. And then Peter Park, the non-hero, is like, what a jerk.
Fuck that guy.
Instead of like, hey, look, Zendaya, if you're not going to be in 100% of the way, like, that's not fair to that guy, because he sounds like a nice guy. Because he claims that he wants to protect her, but he's never going to confess to her, as we see like 2 scenes down the road, and that like everything's going to be fine. But then while you're playing with her emotions that way, while you're also like downplaying her relationship with this other dude. It's
True.
like that's not only what a hero does, but a normal good person would never do that.
Yeah.
You're a douchebag.
Yeah. 100%.
And also again, not acting like proper people, real humans, people who've moved on, or how the story established itself of
It's a
like this is what
homewrecker.
you can't just say like it's been 5 years and Peter Parker's still kind of the same person, just older from 5 years ago. What were the experience of 5 years that has made him more of a cynical
being on
person,
your own,
more of a happy person, more of a recluse, more unhinged? Like there moments in your life that can change you forever. You see one thing that took 5 minutes of all the years that you've lived that has changed your view on something, changed the way you see things. And none of those moments happen within those 5 years.
Yeah, it's a romance drama you're talking about. Yeah, it's true. And it's crazy because like Billy says, like, yo, they kind of established that she's a weirdo. She's not really a weirdo. She's just one of those chicks that thinks she's a weirdo.
And they keep like
one of those chicks that's like, oh, I'm just misunderstood.
No,
like,
and they keep writing inconveniences so that like people could be a part of the story. It's like, oh,
validate.
Zendaya's character was in bioengineering. Like, when did she ever show an interest in that?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially after getting her mind erased. And then switching her major, and then Peter Parker not, and it's understandable making a mistake here and there and not realizing something. But when it's that simple of like, yeah, this is too close to your eyes. And this is how we're going to fix your suit. Like Peter Parker, with the genius he is and the technology that he has, would have figured that out probably in 5 minutes of when it wasn't working. Oh, shoot. Yeah. Like it's just these two things are like magnets. They're not compatible right now. So we just need to move it. Oh, cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
They even did the same thing with Ned in that other movie where they're like, oh, yeah, this guy too, he's a fucking magician. Look at what he could do.
Yeah, he could do the ring.
Yeah, he's just like, fuck him. Like, I mean, it took Doctor Strange like a fucking whole movie to figure this out, and a whole bunch of ass whoopings from the
months to figure it out.
Yeah, we had to leave his ass
all the way to the point. It's like the only way to figure it out is do or die.
Yeah, you're gonna die in this fucking Himalayan thing if you don't fucking figure it out. And Ned's just like, fuck it, bro. Like, I'm the CEO of sex or whatever.
Yeah.
So
I saw circles being made. I know how to make a circle.
Yeah, fuck it. Like, boom. Like, and then not only that, he put them into multiverses. Oh no, they were in the world, weren't they?
They were in the world.
They're already here. Okay, my bad. I was like, oh fuck, because that would have been crazy. Maybe I just watched that movie wrong. Right?
And again, it's not a different movie because that's what should have happened in this movie, based off what we got from the end of No Way Home. And sorry to bring back Spider-Man again, but like, it's about like coherent writing. It's about like making things make sense with the characters you've created, because this is a different Peter Parker, different MJ, different Ned, and they didn't even like make them act right as their character as Tom Holland's Peter Parker.
It's even worse, like, because Billy puts in the comment section, there was a gag that I think they used where she was like obsessed with axe murderers, so they wanted her to be like weird, but I really don't think they emphasize it. But that makes it even worse, because then she's like one of those girls that's like, the serial killer comes after me. I'm like, oh, don't kill me. It's so sexy. It's like she's one of those kind of like weird fucking chicks that have never experienced any kind of like actual trauma that make them actually understand that this is like a serious thing.
Yeah.
So like everything's a fucking like, oh, I could fight Vegeta because I'm tough too. Like the anime kids that dress up for Comic-Con that think they're the characters and shit.
Yeah, dude.
Like, it's like that.
Yeah, and like people are like, yeah, but you can't split Tom and Zendaya. Man, they're gonna get divorced in 10 years, guarantee.
I hope not. Like I really just hope like it works.
Dude, like I always hope marriages work out, but there's no marriage that's gonna work out where like the dude and the wife are getting pumped by dudes on screen.
In film, man. They're
especially when she's getting pumped by two dudes at the same time. He's getting pumped by dudes, and then they're both in Hollywood. It's a celebrity marriage, man.
Hollywood, dude.
Yeah, remember Scarlett Johansson and Ryan Reynolds were married.
Yeah.
People that thought that was a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
Didn't freaking work out.
Yeah.
You know, like
they work together in the MCU.
Yeah. It's just not gonna work out, man. Like, because people say like, oh, it's the convenience factor of like they're always together, so it's really easy to get them together for a press, and you know it's cheaper, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But again, you're doing this for convenience. You're not giving us the comic accurate MJ. You're not giving us the comic accurate Ned, who's not fat. We're not getting anything that's in, and they set it up for you. They set it up perfect for you. This supposed to be a layup.
Yeah.
Like, however much this movie's gonna make, it should have made double.
I think
Because
isn't it look up to what's it at right now?
2 billion. It's at 2
That's pretty
billion.
good.
It's gonna make good. Like, again, gotta adjust it for inflation because it's about butts and seats.
Yeah.
People, not as many people are watching this movie as No Way Home.
Yeah,
Now,
true.
like, I think in order for this movie to make the same thing as No Way Home, it has to hit around 3 billion. No Way Home
Yeah, but
made
that's like
1.7.
that's just too much, bro. Then no movie's gonna make fucking $3 billion, dude. No
Doomsday
movie.
could have done it if the
No.
MCU was good. Doomsday
I don't
would have
know.
done
I don't
it.
think it's made. I don't think
With the inflation, yeah, dude. Like, it's just numbers. It's just math. Like, Doomsday, or I pointed this out before. Endgame, like, remember Doomsday, they have one of the most popular villains in comic book history.
Yeah, but you're looking
Dr.
at
Doom.
look. No film has ever made $3 billion. The only thing that came close was Avatar.
No. You're thinking of the numbers. You're not thinking of inflation and like it says Endgame is the biggest movie ever. It's true. It's actually Gone with the Wind.
Well, no, Avatar.
Gone with the Wind. If you just for inflation, I think it would be like a $16 billion movie.
That's nuts, bro. Is that over the years kind of concept or what?
No, like I think in the beginning, from like its release and then staying in cinemas, it would have hit like around 9 billion to today's standard.
Yeah, it's still between 3.4 billion to 4.5 billion. And its total earnings estimated.
Nah, man.
No, I'm looking at it right now. Gone with the Wind, 1939 grossed a cultimative $402.3 million worldwide.
Okay. No, but you actually have to do the math. How much was the
modern ticket prices, inflation, and total earnings are estimated to between 3.4 to 4.5 billion, making it one of the highest grossing films of all time.
That's not true. You have to physically do the math. You have to break it down. What was the average ticket? How many people went to go watch it? How many times it was released throughout the years? And then you have to go, how much has inflation hit since then in cinemas themselves? How many cinemas there are today versus how many people are going to watch the movies? Because it's always about butts and seats. That's the real number. You know, it's
inflation. I'm gonna put, is this adjusted to the nowadays inflation? Yep, this is, yes, those
okay. Again, do the math.
Modern ticket multiplier, right?
No. Like, I'm talking about actually pull out pen paper.
Oh,
see how many
that's what AI does for you.
AI doesn't do it correctly. Multiple times I've used AI and then I did the math myself and it was inaccurate.
And it was off, right?
Because it was pulling off from different statistics. It wasn't pulling off all the sales from like when it released in like opera like settings, you know, the tickets that were a little bit more
to make that kind of money back in the day was fucking insane, because it was not like nowadays. You're literally just doing everything by word of mouth. Everything has to be physical, like media. You have to be there for it to be, it was a bigger event than the Avengers Infinity War movies, if you think about it, in the sense of making that kind of money. But okay, I need to go to the restroom real quick. Let me leave you with earlier Vince Weaver asks, if you had a chance to live in a different universe as a human, would you choose the MCU, Star Wars, or the Dragon Ball Z universe? Let me go to the bathroom real quick. I'll leave you with that. I'll be right back.
Okay, I think I would be in the Dragon Ball Z universe.
Reasons.
Well, if I was going to be in the Dragon Ball, start off as a human, then it wouldn't be Dragon Ball Z. It would be the Star Wars universe, non-Disney. That's where I would be. Because think about it this way: the Force is trained. Everybody's got midichlorians. The point of midichlorians is that it's going to be easier for some than others. Where the Jedi only took those that were very Force sensitive. But it doesn't mean anybody else doesn't have sensitivity in the Force. So anybody could be trained to be a Jedi, right? So even if I was like the runt of the litter, I could still train myself or get trained by a Jedi to become a Jedi eventually, or a Sith Lord. So yeah, I would never. The MCU is like messed up. It's a worse universe than Star Wars universe, man. Even in the Reign of the Empire. You got people that believe they're heroes and they're truly villains. You got villains that like do bad things but act more of a hero than the heroes do. It's insane. And then, like Krillin is gonna be the guy that beats me. Not even like I'm not like the only chance if I'm gonna do a human in the Dragon Ball universe is that I'm gonna get the Dragon Balls and I'm gonna ask Shenron to make me a Saiyan. That's the only way that would work. But yeah. But next Spider-Man called Spider-Man Emotional Damage. And then, well, I don't know. Even if they, so Billy Barnett says, well, I don't know. Even if they didn't get married, I think they still would have dug their heels in on her being MJ, which is insane. Why? And it's not even Zendaya's fault. Zendaya, I think the best acting she ever did was on The Greatest Showman. I think if you find her attractive, you're probably an animal that likes kids because she looks 14 forever. Okay, she has no curves, nothing. I don't know what it is about the hype train on Zendaya. She ain't that great. She's a decent actress. And like, what's her call to fame? Was that she gets her taco rubbed in Euphoria? Like, what made her famous? I don't get it. I don't get it. Her MJ sucks. And it's all the writer's fault. This Mary Jane, we need the white redheaded Mary Jane. Hello there, Tiger. That's who we need. Okay. And they set it up freaking perfectly. Perfectly.
Did you choose Star Wars?
I chose between Star Wars and Dragon Ball. The only way I do Dragon Ball universe as a human is if I got the Dragon Balls first and then ask Shenron to make me a Saiyan, because I'm not living in the Dragon Ball universe as a human, dude.
Yeah, you ain't going in that world like that.
Yeah, and the MCU is like, and I pointed out the MCU is like you have villains that are acting more of good people than their own heroes, and heroes that think they're heroes but act like villains.
Yeah,
and then in the Star Wars universe, you could at least get trained and become a Sith Lord or a Jedi, because it doesn't matter your midichlorian count. It's just the Jedi chose people with higher midichlorian count because they're going to be easier to train because they were very sensitive in the Force.
or you could just fuck
But
off.
everybody
like,
had the Force, yeah.
What's cool about the Star Wars, you can just fuck off, dude, and just do whatever you want.
Yeah, but it's better if you know the Force and then you have the ability to. Because remember, the part of the lore that we don't get to see because it's slowed down for the camera is that they're fighting at like super speed. That's why they could.
Yeah, of course.
That's why they could block blaster fire and all that, right? Is because they see things differently. They move differently.
Yeah.
They actually slow down. So yeah. Billy Barnett, I find Zendaya attractive, so that one played Liz Allen. No, she looks 14. She's 14 forever.
Well, she's just the new Zoe Saldana. That's all she is.
Zoe Saldana wasn't even that great.
But that's why.
Why aren't we getting the new Halle Berry, the new Salma Hayek? Like freaking even Haley Atwell, just like good looking, feminine looking women, mature looking women.
So cool.
She's got a massive rack.
I just think she's super pretty, but yes, that's a plus. Okay, so if you were hypothetical, well, not really, just question. If you were in the MCU, what race would you want to be in the sense of like species of human? Would you want to be a mutant?
I was going to say definitely not black. You can't get along.
No, because again, I 100% tell people the reason why the idea of like racism doesn't work in the MCU in the sense of storytelling is because there's different species of
and what happened? Like, I'm not the biggest fan of allegory, but what happened to like not being so explicit? You know what I mean?
Well, you can't because there's different species of aliens out there.
No, but like
racism is like less your problem than anything.
Yeah. Well, like I point out like the scene from X2 when they're talking about like it's not natural to be a mutant, at Iceman's house, and stuff like that, which a lot of people can relate to. Like they're choosing a different walk of life, or they are coming out to their parents as homosexual. They could relate to that scene, for like that time that that was happening quite a bit, like, hey, mom, dad, I have something to tell you, and then like the parents aren't very accepting. Maybe the brother is like really revolting because they can't believe it. This this dude's a mutant. So it's not explicit. It's not in your face. A kid could watch it, get something different. An adult could watch it, get something different. A teenager could watch it and get something different. But it's overall, that's like the beauty of art, where like you can get different interpretations off the same thing that is objectively a good scene
Yeah.
that everybody can see, and you can all talk about that scene.
Mhm.
And it just spoke to people a different way. So that's why it's like the concept of racism, it isn't that it doesn't work. It doesn't work if you match it scene by scene with the real world. You know,
Well,
that's what
no.
like
The
for,
reason, what I'm
like
talking about is
what,
like the
no,
reason why
it's
it
to your
doesn't-
point. It's to your
Yeah.
point. Like you know, like the Lord of the Rings with the dwarf and Legolas. They're both white, but we understand they're different species, and dwarves hate elves and elves hate
They hate the
dwarves.
different
You know what I
species
mean?
of each other, right?
Yeah. So it's like it's not about color.
Yeah.
You know,
I think
so
that's
you can,
not
if you
an
want to
existing
relate it
thing.
to the real world, good writing will ensure that you could watch it and there's an innocence there, but there's a correlation of like, we don't trust this alien species.
Like, let
Boom.
me ask you a question just
You
to
know.
think outside the box a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a character in the comic books that's an LGBT character, right? That's
Not real.
called America Chavez,
F-word.
right? But you know what I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
You understand? And she is an LGBT.
Isn't she everything? She's a LGBT. She's Muslim. She's like,
No, that's Kamala Khan.
oh, okay,
But Kamala Khan isn't LGBT though, because she only dates guys.
trans
But-
guys.
Yeah, whatever it is. But
Yeah.
but let's stick to this one, because this has always been my biggest gripe on people not understanding, because of the fact that we talked about before, is they're so surface level and not smart that they all kind of stick to the same concepts as to where they're winning because it serves a purpose, right?
Yeah.
America Chavez is a character that has been iconed as an LGBT character because of the fact that she is a female who is into females, correct?
Yeah.
But doesn't that not make sense, because she comes from a reality where there are no males, and that is the only way you can love. So the idea of lesbian or homosexuality or anything is not existable because of the fact that there's only one, I guess, gender in that factor, which that means in that multiverse, like they're asexual or something. Like they'll break it down the deeper if you stay, but she's not in that universe, so there doesn't have to be any like deep diving into it. But wouldn't there be
like
a
there is deep diving into it, because it doesn't make sense. Their organs play the same as human organs.
Well, no. But the
Yeah.
idea is they would write in or shoehorn an idea as to how it makes sense, because this is an existing world. There's there's other people of that same race or that same infrastructure that are created there. So we do know that there is some type of reproductive action that the characters can do. They can fall in love and have a child between both of them, knowing that they are both, in our eyes, female, but different because it's from another reality, correct?
Yeah. Again, I don't think it works.
But there would be no existence of an LGBT standing because of the fact that that is the only structure on how to do things. Even if you bring her into this world, male figures do not make sense.
There's so many things to break down here, because first of all, Drax's daughter was Moondragon, right?
Yeah.
But it was never in your face. The problem is that they want to throw it in your face, and they want to write things that don't make sense. Their thinking is so infantile, of like, oh, if all women are on an island together, automatic lesbians.
Yeah.
It's not like, oh, but doesn't that go against like your whole thing of
creating constructs?
Gay people are born this way.
Yeah.
You know, there's no like for instance, they try to do that with Themyscira, like Wonder Woman and all that, which everybody rejected, right? It was stupid. But every time a man was involved, like, the reason why it became only women is because every time a man got involved, they got screwed.
Yeah.
Because they only got involved with dangerous or practically Satan.
Yeah.
You know, in their world. But there was nothing about anything sexual.
Yeah.
It was about maturing. But as soon as like Diana, like in different, depending on the comic, like she saw the value of men, but then she saw this, like, she didn't understand her feelings, because these were natural feelings. Because they surpassed homosexuality. Like homosexuality isn't a thing in this.
Yeah, of course.
And the reason why it shouldn't be a thing in this is because it's a fantasy world. And I point this out a lot. Like the only the reason why heterosexual relationships always work and homosexual relationships don't work in terms of media and connecting it through all audiences is because regardless of what you are, what you believe, what you think, we all come from men and women, and that's it.
Mhm. Yeah.
So that's why when we see a man and a woman kiss, nobody freaks out. If you're a
Mhm.
straight dude and you see like two dudes kiss, you're like, oh shoot, what the freak?
No,
Even if
like,
you're
I
gay
get
and you
I
see
get
two
that.
girls kiss, you're like, oh, you know, like
But
whatever.
I'm not I'm
Like
not
you're
I'm
not
not
doing
basing into the
no,
concept
no, no,
of
no,
like
no. But the point I'm making is
yeah, yeah.
that regardless of how they're gonna write it, where like two women can have a kid, and then like all this world is gonna be cultivated, and it's gonna be like the LGBTQ representation. It doesn't work because
For that,
not
yeah.
even the LGBTQ people support this. People who support a property, regardless of gay, straight, whatever, they have a good mind on their shoulders and they want a good story that makes sense, and you have to
Yeah.
deliver that story. If you
Mhm.
can't make it make sense, it's like jokes. You can't just claim you're a comedian and start saying whatever slurs you want. You need
Yeah.
to get away with it. It needs to be funny.
Yeah, you need to be able to
So
build, yeah.
no, if you said a joke and you're white and you use the N word and nobody laughed, you didn't get away with it.
Yeah.
If you said it and you're white and everybody laughed, you got away with it.
Yeah, you're
And that's the
intelligent,
point
yeah.
of comedy. Like you completed the task of what a comedian's supposed to do. Make people laugh. You're not doing this to be edgy and to get away
Yeah.
with saying a word that I guess socially you don't feel that you could say. Just like the stories, like let's say the guy you could point out, oh, Brian Singer is gay and he wrote the X-Men 2 scene because it was his experience coming out to his parents. He got away with it because you don't feel that.
Mhm.
You get to see an experience of a child not connecting with his parents because they are inherently different from their parents, and they're worried about how their parents are going to take that difference because it's not normal in their life or how the world perceives it to be normal, and we got it from multiple avenues in one scene where like
Yeah.
this is about mutants, no, this is an allegory to this is an allegory to that, it's an allegory to family, blah blah blah. And that's good writing. So you can't just slap on like this makes sense because we wrote it this way.
Yeah,
That's not
accept
how it
it.
works. Oh, we're gonna write it was from magic and that way it makes sense. Nope, not how it works.
That's just
it
the way
needs it needs to the audience needs to be sitting down, and it needs to not take you out of the story. It needs
yeah,
to
it
make
needs to be
sense.
anchored into something
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
reality in that world.
No, and it can't. It needs to make sense where like we can like it just feels real. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
when you turn on Lord of the Rings, you immediately believe the ring is magic. You believe in the ring wraiths. You believe in wizards.
Everything.
You're not like, oh no, wizards, that this is ridiculous because it has wizards.
Well,
This is
it's
ridiculous
anchored
because
in
it has
it's anchored in the law
yeah.
of the reality in that. It's
Yeah, yeah.
anchored in the laws that
Every
they've
every
established.
story has to be anchored in the laws of reality
Yeah.
so that you can dispense the disbelief and then start believing in the story because there's some truth to it. If there's no truth to it, an element in a part of your story, part of your storytelling,
Falls,
part
yeah,
of your
falls.
writing, it will never you'll never get the person encapsulated
Yeah, it falls
into the
apart.
story. Yeah, it falls apart.
Yeah, it falls apart pretty bad. It's already getting to that time, right?
Yeah.
I have one more part of the conversation, which is why Agatha all along and why Vision. I mean, Vision Quest, don't get me wrong, we talked about this.
Probably because
James
the actress
Spader.
blew somebody.
Yeah, James Spader is going to be in Vision Quest, which is already a cool reason enough for me to kind of invest in a little bit. I'm really excited to see him. I've always liked him, and I like that they chose him first.
I think that's
Um,
everybody's reason.
Yeah, and I mean,
That's everybody's
thank
reason.
God Marvel's like, we get it. Now let's just exploit the fuck out of it. I hope they just get it right?
Yeah.
But like, I'm just talking about this in my own perspective. I saw the Agatha film or TV series when it was coming out. Every time it dropped an episode, I saw it. By the third or fourth episode, I remember I was so fucking checked out. But I was like, I want to see what they're gonna do I think Aubrey Plaza's super hot. And I'm like, she's in this series. She's fucking funny in Scott Pilgrim.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen her or cared for her in anything else, but she's now in the MCU. We're getting a Lady Death. I think it's stupid. And Wiccan's here. And I mean, for what it's worth, Wiccan to me is probably the only legitimate LGBTQ character in Marvel Universe that's at least cared for, because they made a kind of interesting story for him, but still nonetheless, I'm not picking it up because I'm not really like into that format. But good on them for taking care of the character and making it kind of like
I can't even speak on it because I don't know much about it.
I do. I know a pretty good amount. Wiccan is this character. He is one of the two children of Wanda, which again, they were from the House of X and Wanda's bullshit. You know what I mean? Like, and then they went and shoehorned him into reality, and then it became a Young Avengers. And in that process, like, he was kind of foofy, kind of soft. But this kid is like fourth dimensional reality bending strong with magic. He's stronger than Wanda when it comes to it. Like, he is like a demigod in the witch universe. So he's powerful, and they wrote him into that. So I thought it was pretty interesting, right?
I heard about it, but again,
I know it's not going to interest you, and it's not. I'm not.
No,
gonna
no,
give you
it's not about the
like,
gay thing. I don't care about the gay thing. It's just like, I know that the Vision story, all it is going to be in Vision's mind, and that's it. And this is
but what I think what's going to happen is they're going to reestablish Ultron. This is how they're going to reestablish.
They should. Like, Ultron is again, Ultron is also a bigger villain, at least on par than Thanos.
Then they could have done a way better story with him and Kang and Ant-Man. Way fucking better, dude. Way better,
dude. Yeah.
But
like,
I think
people forget, like, Thanos in terms of villains, bottom of the barrel.
Yeah. Even though he is, I mean, recently in comic books with like Thanos the End and all this other stuff, they have given him, especially in Secret Wars, they've given him like a way better turning event than they have before in like the Thanos story. And I mean, for what it's worth, like, Drax rips his fucking heart out in the Thanos story. You know what I mean? Like, there's a bunch of like crazy shit they don't even follow, but they just like, oh, Thanos, big villain. It's the same thing they're doing with Doom. Like, Doom's cool, but the guy's like, hey, what's up, Caesar? Welcome back. We're still talking. Well, we're talking about Doomsday and theories and stuff. Doomsday, for what it's worth, is a good villain, but he's petty as shit, dude. Like, he's like if you want a Latin girlfriend in the Marvel universe, that was Doom. Like, again, during the Secret Wars, time runs out.
Setting your stuff on fire,
dude. He is a fucking
but bitch, like,
dude. Mind you, watch. Okay, let me break it down for that way people get the idea of how petty this guy is. Because I broke this down for one of my best friends today.
Yeah.
During the incursions and all of that stuff, worlds are being destroyed. Dr. Doom finds out about it way ahead before everybody else. Mind you, in the comic book, at the very end of Time Runs Out, you find out the reason why the incursion is happening is because Doom started it anyways. So, mind you, the incursion happens because of his hubris again, because he starts that loop that causes the end of the world anyways. So that's Dr. Doom at his fucking max all the time in the comics. Namor goes to Dr. Doom and has dinner with him because Doom is like, oh, dude, you're my guest. Eat all this food. Have a great time or whatever, right? And he's telling him, hey, you know what? I was with the Avengers and the Illuminati, and we found out because T'Challa went into an alternate universe and saw the incursion. So then us as the Avengers went to see how to stop it. We found this group of people, and they had a antimatter bomb to blow up the other planet. No one wanted to destroy it because everyone was like, we can't do it because there's a billion lives. So Namor was like, so I did it. So I blow up the planet, and now I got exonerated or excommunicated from the Illuminati because of a war crime that I did, right? Minus the fact that they all kicked Captain America out because Captain America's like, we have to find a better way. And all the other Illuminati is like, we can't find another way. So he kicked Namor out. The Illuminati's on its own trying to find it. Captain America's going after the Illuminati because he remembers that they kicked him out and they killed 1 billion people or whatnot. Namor then joins the Black Order with Thanos, tells Thanos about the incursion, and then Thanos goes, that sounds like a fantastic adventure. Let's get the crew together and just go kill the people on both planets, and we could just mass murder. And Namor's kind of there like punching people like, I don't think I should be here. These guys are just killing everyone on both planets and then letting the planets like smash into each other. These guys are assholes. So then he goes to Doom and he's like,
Yeah.
I'm telling you this because I don't know where else to go. And I think that you can help me with this. And then Doom goes, cleans his mouth, shakes Namor's hand, and he's like, well, thank you very much for telling me, and I'll get the fuck out of my house. And Namor's like, bro, well, I'm telling you this because I need help. And he's like, well, I'm no one's second bitch. You should have came to me first. So he kicks Namor out to deal with his own shit. And Doom is like, be gone, wench. Out of here, bitch. I'm no one's second side piece here, dude.
Hell yeah.
Out. And then goes out to turn on his own. That's the way Doom is. He's just a fucking petty motherfucker, bro. Mind you, when he creates Battle World. Yeah, it's going to be funny if they do it right. He creates Battle World and he removes every iteration of Reed Richards, takes his wife and his 2 kids, makes them his wife and his 2 kids, takes his best friend, Doctor Strange, and then takes Ben Thing, the uncle of the kids, and makes him the wall that stops the zombies from coming into the real world and uses it as a prison or a death sentence for superheroes that go against his will. And then turns Johnny Storm into the fucking sun and makes him just work all day. Like, this fucking dude is like, it's Dr. Doom Petty World all over the motherfucking place. Like, it's nasty how fucking petty this guy is, dude.
And I love it. And that's why
I 100% hope they bring that shit. I 100% hope. Will they? No. They're going to make him misunderstood. He had a wife and kids, which he never had in the comic.
Well, they kind of did that in this previous trailer.
Well, yeah, they explain it. Like, he had a wife and kids. He's never had a wife and kids in the comics. He had a chick that he really loved and then fucked up and she hated him. And his name was Valeria. And then Reed Richards, for some odd fucking gross reason, names his daughter after Doom's first love and then makes Doom her godfather. Like, it would be the equivalent to, like, fuck, dude, I don't even, Thanos making, I don't even know, Iron Man his god.
Did they make Reed Richards Catholic?
No, he's Jewish. They're all, no, they're all Jewish. I think they're Jewish. Yeah, I know Ben has like the little hat when he gets married to the chick.
Was that like 2011's Up?
No, I don't think they're doing any more of the Jewish stuff. Yeah, because of nowadays things, I think they probably.
Well, like I thought Godfather, is that also part of the Jewish faith?
Fuck if I know. I just know he made them the Godfather, his daughter, and then it's weird because like Doom is like a huge piece of shit. Like, he does so many bad things for Reed to be like, "Hey man, you should come to our wedding," and him show up with his arms crossed, like, "I hate you, but I guess." And then like he just sits there like a fucking idiot, dude. Like, it's beyond insane how.
I need to reread these comics again because I love it so much.
It's beyond insane.
It's like everybody's happy and he's just like.
Yeah, he's just their arms crossed, and he's like, he'll talk to Valeria and be like, "Don't be a fucking idiot like your father. Make right decisions like your uncle," or whatever he fucking calls himself to her. Yeah. Like, yeah, and that's what's got him right now in the comic books. Dr. Doom died because he tried to do some shit where he's like, they tried to make him Trump, the supreme leader of the United States, and every time he does good, the Avengers try to stop him, but he's actually doing good, and the media's like, well, he's kind of good, though. Why do you Avengers do? And he's making them all look bad, but you do find out he's still an asshole in some way. And then Valeria shows up and she gets killed by his power. And then he's like, I'm going to sacrifice my life to save Valeria. And then like leaves his entire empire to Valeria Richard. I don't know. It's fucking beyond insane, dude. Yeah. And then he becomes the Emperor of Hell. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just fucking nonsense. Yeah. Like, nonsense. It's just Doom is so cool to be cool. That's exactly why I liked the.
One of my favorite storylines of Doom wasn't even in the comics. It was in the Ultimate Alliance video game.
Well, that's the thing. And even in the Ultimate Alliance, he plays a good villain. But like, he's the kind of dude, there's this really funny comic book arc where there's like a conch, a horn that you're not supposed to blow because it's supposed to be like the ending of Time's horn, and they're no one blow that horn because it could do this and that, and it could be devastating. And he grabs it and blows it, and he goes, "Well, I'll do whatever I want because I'm Doom or whatever." And it's just like, I'm Doom, fuck, dude. Like, if there was someone that you could think about was like the most like spoiled child with privilege in a comic, it would be
Dude, I wish they
Doom.
would have put in the comics like, oh, so Doom will come if Doom blows horn.
Yeah, yeah, or
I
some
blow.
stupid shit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's like I
It would
am
be
Doom. Like,
funny.
what do
It
you
would be
mean?
funny if he would say something like Doom's gonna return because Doom wants to return in Avengers Doomsday. You know what I mean? Like it wouldn't be like the
Well, then he
Marvel
would be
making it
Kang. It
yeah.
all happened because and that's the other thing that bothers me of like why I don't care is because Kang he wills it so. So whatever we watch is because Kang wanted it to happen
Well,
that
you
way.
watch.
So there's no free will. There's no importance.
They're gonna do a
No
flashback.
stakes in these films.
There's gonna be a flashback where all the Kangs are in that stadium talking about what they're gonna do.
They start
And
penetrating each other.
Doom's gonna flow up with a laser gun and just laser everyone like it's like a wave.
Yeah.
And you watch, and then he's gonna be like, "Ha, I got him." You know what I mean? And it's like, well, I didn't see that coming. You know what I mean? Whoa, Doom's so crazy. Look what he did to all the Kangs that got beat up by ants.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Like it's gonna be like,
got beat up by ants.
yeah, dude. It's fucking
That's
crazy.
real.
It's just so much, man. It's so much. There are parts of me that hope it's good. You were you brought up a really good point earlier where you were like, I really felt, and it's cool because I know you're really tight about this stuff that you don't really get hyped for this. But you were like, when Reed Richards is yelling at Doom, you were like, I kind of felt that.
Oh
And
yeah, like what
that's
he
the
did.
thing
Not
that's in the
even when he
comics.
was yelling. When he asked him, like, I hate Pedro Pascal, but like, if you're a good actor, you can you can
Make it
do
feel
stuff. So then when he was like, Victor, did you do this?
And then
Like,
he
I was
screams
like,
that in the next
I
shot.
felt that sadness of like, like it sounded like a friend or like his brother did something so egregious that he can't believe it.
I just don't know where
And
any of
it's
these
like,
fucking idiots
wow.
would trust a guy with the last name Doom.
Oh, you
Like
think?
you would make that dude a manager at Walmart
Well,
and
it's
fuck him off, dude. You wouldn't even
it's
know
like
fucking
trusting Martian Manhunter because his last name is Manhunter.
Manhunter, right?
Yeah, it's like, huh?
Yeah.
Did you just
Or
tell me you're a
dude-
manhunter?
A dude with the last name pedophile, and you're gonna let him take care of your kids.
Oh yeah, and it's like this. Like I've liked a lot of things that Pedro Pascal has done, but he is a freaking psychopath. He's a weirdo. Like Pedro
Like in real
Pascal's
life. You're talking about
in
real
real
life
life. Yeah. And there's some things that he's done that I thought like, wasn't that great. But I've never every time I've seen him on screen, I usually was like, okay, that was pretty good. Like,
Yeah,
that's
he does
awesome.
all right. I like the Nicolas
Yeah,
Cage movie. It's really funny.
Yeah, that one's
Yeah.
really good. Yeah,
And then
well,
I
not
like,
good movie, but fun movie.
I
But
liked
like
him with
this,
Denzel. I
who?
liked him when he did The Equalizer.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's movies he's done. It was just not bad. I mean, outside it's like the Brie Larson shit or the someone mentioned that chick earlier, the Snow White chick. Like these people that are just on the outside, they're just really fucking obnoxious. And you want to like them for their works, but you can't because it's like Mark Ruffalo. Like you love the Hulk, you really do. Like he makes
I
it so
love
insufferable.
the only time I ever liked the Hulk was Mark Ruffalo's Hulk, and his character was the first Avengers movie. And I think
but no,
maybe
don't get
Age
me
of
wrong, like,
Ultron,
for-
and then I'm like, this is like the worst iteration of the Hulk.
Yeah,
Because the best iteration of the Hulk, I think, is Incredible Hulk.
Is that Norton?
Yeah, Edward
And that's
Norton.
because I like the other one with Bana.
Yeah, I like that one too. The Banner, dude.
Ayo. What's up?
But
But yeah,
it's-
I'm okay with it. I just think Mark Ruffalo is really hard to swallow, like in the sense of like digest.
Ayo.
Ayo.
No, I think Mark Ruffalo is just like, I'm okay with him as an actor. Like that's the thing. Like I'm okay seeing him on screen as long as he acts well.
Yeah. As long as he does his job, it's cool.
It's just like I hate it when they don't make him a character.
Yeah. Yo,
Yeah.
my biggest concern is if you end up giving Doom this like obnoxious power set, like the 2 fingers on Stormbreaker, which isn't an enchanted weapon, it's just a weapon made of just pure power. Like, and he stops it with 2 fingers. Does that mean
Did he get
stop
Odin's power?
Yeah, because you're looking at something that's like that can crush like grounds or like what is it like made in the
Well, it could open the Bifrost.
and it's super powerful, but it's not enchanted by like, or is it enchanted? Is that what gives it like its power itself?
No,
like, is it not heavy? Like, is it not?
built, no, it's not heavy. It was built by the power of the sun, draining a star.
Neutron star, right?
Yeah, draining a neutron star. Yeah.
But that means it's got to be heavy because of the fact that it's made in a star mass-wise.
It's possibly connected to Thor because when he had to like get hit by the star as well
Yeah.
in Infinity War and hold it. So there you could kind of get away with like, oh, it's connected to Thor's power.
I'm gonna
So
put
like
how heavy.
not anybody can wield it. I don't think it's heavy.
There's no official numeric weight given to the Marvel Cinematic Universe of Stormbreaker. Fan and builders estimate the real life Uber metal forged in the range would be 50 to 100 kilograms, which is 100 to 220 pounds plus. So you're telling me that Doctor Doom with 2 fingers can stop something that hits that hard?
Well, Doctor Doom has magic. Everything will be explained through magic.
Yeah, okay. I'll give it that. It's just I need to be very cynical about this because later on in the fight,
well, like remember,
they
like
had
there
to
was a
explain-
whole thing where like somebody compared Magneto to Doctor Doom in one of the comics where he has some sort of magnetism that he can repel.
Mhm.
So Doctor Doom can kind of have like repel like certain objects coming to him, you know, because
Okay.
he also has like he can fly, but his flight is also like he's floating, like kind of the same way that Magneto flies.
Yeah.
So like it's even Doctor Doom doesn't understand all of his powers.
Yeah,
because
he
it's
also has
infused with
jets
dark
in his
magic.
boots.
Huh?
Yeah, he has jets in his boots also.
Yeah, and
Yeah, so he has like Peter Quill flying abilities.
yeah. Well, like he's also his entire body's infused with dark magic and infused with like the accident that happened in space that made Fantastic Four gain their powers, right?
The cosmic.
And so like we don't really know what kind of stuff that brought out to, and that's one of the things I liked. I always hated when there was explanations of certain villains' powers. I always liked it when they kept it vague.
Yeah.
Like we don't really know. Like not even Doctor Doom knows his full potential in terms of power, and that's why. And I think that's what added to most of his ambition. Is like I don't know, so that means I could probably absorb everybody's powers, and it's one of those characters that like you don't really see any interaction, but like I believe that he would be super interested in Rogue.
Yeah.
Like absorbing people's powers by touch.
Yeah, of course he
and
would.
mutation genetics, like.
But that's Magneto's girl, bro.
Like, yeah, but what if like you got Mr. Sinister partnering up with Doctor Doom, and Doctor Doom is like, you gotta capture Rogue, and we're gonna experiment the crap out of this chick, so I can have these powers.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
true.
That's something that Mr. Sinister would definitely do.
Oh,
but dude, I gotta
tired.
go. I got a big day ahead of me tomorrow.
Yeah, brother. Yeah.
Sorry I couldn't stay longer, dude.
No, you already stayed long enough. Wasn't Doom's mother in hell in the comics? Yeah, but she was saved. He sacrificed and tricked Mephisto to let her go, and she fucking hated his guts after because of what he's become. It was really crazy, and he knew it was gonna go that way, and he was still like, "Fuck you, then, mom, stupid bitch." But he was like,
but he says that, but he still loves her.
Yeah, of course he does. That's the cool part about Doctor Doom. Like, there's gonna be so much coolness. But the reason why I told you earlier about the Stormbreaker and the weight and stuff like that is because later on they have to sell the idea that in a fist fight, a dude made of rubber is gonna take this dude out. Because Reed Richards is gonna have to punch him out, dude.
But they use science.
Yeah, sure. Rubber beats metal. Rubber beats magic.
Remember, freaking Peter Parker, Spider-Man beat the Sorcerer Supreme, Doctor Strange, with math.
Yeah, and we all remember that, how that went. We were like, the fuck is this?
Good Lord. Like,
all right.
This is
Relic, what do you got going on this week? Where should people go catch you?
At the Last Relic on YouTube. Meet me over there. We are almost hitting 3,000 subscribers. So we're close.
Well,
I'll probably be talking a lot more like comic book stuff, toy collecting. I'll be on other people's podcasts this week, but we'll still talk about the Bricks and Minifix issues. Just I might do a tour for the members of my little garage and place in hell/heaven. Heaven, because I get to talk to you guys, but I'm like dying here.
These are the good things about our homies. Vince just sent me this right now, and it's pretty funny. My reactions to Ironheart Season 2 and Hyperion with a Henry Cavill face. Whoa. Thank you, Vince, man. You're the man. Kind of interested in Doomsday a little bit. Vision Quest.
Yeah, the trailer did its job, man. Yeah. It got you caring. And that's what it's supposed to do. If we get, I don't think we need another trailer, but I think if there's one more trailer, I'll probably buy a ticket. Yeah. I'm not to that point yet, but if there's one more trailer that does the job, it probably will get me to buy a ticket.
There's some landmarks that I'm kind of hoping they happen. I'm kind of not really all hyped about most of the leaks because they don't explain.
I'm not going to expect nothing. I'm going to actually expect it to go terribly, and then hopefully they could.
And then
I
it
will
does
be
better.
pleasantly surprised. Yeah,
true that.
I am not going to speculate on what comics it's going to pull or screw over from.
Yeah.
I'm just going to be like,
I meant because of the leaks. There's a couple leaks that dropped off, but they didn't mention the Guardians. They didn't mention Peter Quill. It's a lot of stuff they left out that they're kind of like,
you like, good writing, care.
Well, it's just characters that we know that are in the landscape that they could be using or should be using, and they're not. So if they're not remembering that these people are allowed, it could be just, the fan writing, fan shit kind of stuff.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, Relic, always a pleasure having you, brother. Thank you so much for jumping on. I appreciate you. To all you guys that are out there, to all our extraordinary listeners, we appreciate every one of you and everyone that came from the last Relics part. Like, thank you guys for showing up. We appreciate you guys, and we hope that you guys enjoy the show and join us again here next Sunday on the Average Boys podcast. I hope you have a good day.
Good night, everybody.
Good weekend. Good week. Laters, everyone.